Hello, it is time to start the show. And I'm going to get started right after this.
Happy Friday night, everybody. Moving on to the next week. Hope everybody's having a fantastic holiday weekend. Hope everybody made it through the Christmas and your wallet's not crying so loudly and your pants still fit nice and everybody's still smiling.
Well, we made it. We survived. We didn't like the end results of that 49er game the other day. We will not talk about it too much because I'm sure everybody's seen it for long enough and heard about it long enough, and it's just one of those things. But I tell you what, we're all glad it's Friday night. Everybody, hopefully you are able to join us with a nice beverage. And let's start it out by saying cheers. And I like to say cheers because you want to always be able to come to a place where everybody knows your face. Someone you recognize, somebody that you might have hey, I know this guy, right? Or I know that girl. So I want to say happy birthday to Ted Danza, someone we should all know, also known as Sam. And cheers to Sam. So with that, everybody, I hope you have something nice to drink. And we're gonna start Friday night. We're gonna bring in all the guests. Thank you. All right. So Tony stepped to the side because she's playing fun. And we're going to bring her back over here to the second, but we're bringing in David McNiner.
Going on, David. Man? Happy
we're going to bring in Red Jet.
Hi, everybody. Good evening.
We also have
thank you for the invite.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yeah, everybody sounds great.
I didn't know the Kindle was going to react to my headphones, so I got a brand new Kindle for Christmas.
Oh, nice. All right, so we might have a few other friends that pop in a little bit, but for right now, we are definitely have musical chairs over here on this side of us. But yeah, we have enough space, but we are definitely having some fun. So we're going to start it out. We're looking at an opportunity for us to clinch the number 1 seed, and it's really funny because we're looking at an opportunity to potentially go to the Super Bowl if we take care of business. But it's a little funny. These teams that we seem to, I don't know, maybe have problems with or seems to be a thorn in our side. If it happens and it's in their favor, we might have to end up playing either the Rams or the Seahawks in the playoffs. And that's not the worst thing in the world, but that is, again, it's like you play a team 3 times in a row, or 3 times in a season. Sometimes you just don't get that third game. And we've already seen it happen once. I just really am confident in our team and want to win out and, say we can do it. But I also like to look at the things and say, well, here's a situation that might not be favorable for us. So we're going to look at this real quick, I believe. Okay, so what that was is, again, a little bit of what's already been happening, and I'm sure you guys have all seen the playoff scenarios. We made a picture early. We'll have to, maybe that's in the hype video, but we got what it looks and could be the playoff prediction bracket. And right now, currently, the Seahawks would have to play the Eagles. The Rams would have to play Detroit. And that could go either way. Those teams, they match up really well with each other. But it's Friday night, guys. I want to turn it over to David. And David, I believe, has an injury report. And we're going to let him go ahead and we're going to let him have that. And we're going to bring in John while David goes ahead and starts.
Yes, we do have some unfortunate news.
Hello.
We have 5 people that are going to be missing. Already reported out. Eric Armstead's actually dealing with plantar fasciitis.
Yeah.
So that's definitely that's unfortunate. We might not see him. Well, hopefully he can be back. Like if we get the number 1 seed, if nothing's guaranteed, hopefully he can be back for the playoffs.
Right.
But we're probably not going to see him in the next couple weeks. Then we got Jair Brown sprained his knee against the Baltimore Ravens. So he'll be out. Logan Ryan will be filling that hole. Oren Burks, it looks like he's going to be playing, believe it or not. I was like,
No way.
how's that? I was like, how's that? I don't know, though. We'll see. So, tight end Ross Dwelly, which, no surprise, he's good for 3 catches a season. We got this is the big impact because when it comes to offense, he does, he's our 3rd wide receiver, but he does a lot of blocking and tone setting, catches 3rd downs. Juwan Jennings still out with a concussion. It's kind of concerning because this is the 2nd game in a row. And Jalen Moore, our backup offensive tackle, will be missing the game with a concussion. So, kind of running thin at offensive line there.
Yeah. Yeah.
The questionables, the guy is expected to play. So we have Aaron Banks, toe. Demetrius Flanagan-Fowles. It says illness. Apparently, we got the flu going around the locker room right now, folks. Because last week it was Randy Gregory.
Oh.
Wide receiver. And this is going to be a surprise. Danny Gray. That's right. He is still a 49er, folks. I know we haven't heard about him all season.
Oh, Lord.
Hey, I didn't think we'd see him for the rest of the year. I'm not going to lie.
Same.
And last year, I don't know if you guys remember this. I know Bryant does because he loves special teams. He was our best gunner. So, if we're going to bring him back, let's do it. And then,
never.
running back, Jordan Mason, illness.
Jeez.
Again, the flu's going around the locker room, right?
Yeah, it's going on.
And Ambry Thomas is multitasking with a knee and a hand injury. So
Okay, so Bryant,
they're
David,
questionable
John,
though. So if they're those guys are playing, right? They're playing.
None the little Robitussin can't fix, right?
Hey, the illness. Randy Gregory. I don't know if you guys saw there was a little video put out about him, yakking into a garbage can because he was still sick while he was playing.
I thought that was okay. It was real.
I don't know if you guys saw that or not.
Yeah, I saw it.
It was real. It was real. So
Poor kid.
I know. He wanted to be out there,
He wasn't really yakking. He was more.
Sometimes you got to just drink some fluids and get it out, though.
He did,
let's
right.
be honest here.
Right. Poor baby. Chicken soup, ginger ale, warm ginger ale, crackers. Kid. Oh,
But yeah, I got all kinds of other stuff to talk about, but it can wait a minute. What do you got? What do you got, Tony?
Well, I definitely want to say, even though Santa thought we all as Niner fans needed to have a little coal, I think he only wanted us to get together with that coal and just have a big ass barbecue because the Ravens game, even though we lost, it's all right. We're going to move on. That's not ever going to be the last time we're going to ever have to face off with the Rats. And when we do, it's going to be epic because now we're going to know. We faced off with the Eagles that one time. We lost. It was humiliating. They come back, smacked them. We lost to the Ravens, humiliating. Now, although it's twice in a row now, a few times if you want to go back further, but we'll just do recently. But yeah, I'm not afraid. I think we're gonna face off with them in the Super Bowl. I'm not afraid.
Yeah, I think it was a very weird game. It was one of those times. If you look at it, I guess there's never a good time to take a loss, but this was probably a time where you can say, okay, well, I guess I can stomach that one better than others. And to me, I don't think we played that bad. I think it was turnovers. Turnovers really cost us. We went down the field and don't throw an interception. We score a touchdown right away. Game's different. You go down the field and they don't play volleyball in the middle of the game. The game's different. They don't have a big return on punt. Game's different. When we went into halftime, it was 12-16, or it's 4 points difference. I just really don't think it was all that bad. And then to prove my point, you guys all know how much I love Sam Darnold, and it's a real big joke. But honestly, I just think the guy does have athleticism that he could, Trey area, get behind him, feel like
same area,
support.
Hey,
because if you don't support everybody on the team in a sense of way, and I mean, you don't have to be a homer for the person, but when that person is on the field, it's like, hey, we have a chance, right? Because he's on our team. So if I guess in that mindset, right? But even when Sam Darnold was on the field, we were moving the ball. Their defense wasn't stopping our wide receivers or our tight end from catching the ball. It was us having tip passes that was causing interceptions. There was one, maybe two passes that was really, really all bad on Brock. And hey, I can't defend the other man, for his actions, but I again can look at this game and say, I think if we got to play him again, it would definitely be a little bit little different, and I think I'm not afraid to run the ball on him or throw the ball on him, even with having 5 turnovers.
Yeah.
So let's give it to Red Jet. How do you feel about the game, Red Jet? I think you were at the game, right? And
I was.
How do you feel?
I was there. Okay, there's 2 games left, so I'll leave it there. It did leave a lot to be desired. It left more than what Dude left in the red garbage can. Pause. It could have went either way, right? The game was better than what the box score showed, right? The 33 and then the 19. And when it was 16-12 at halftime, of course everybody's like, yeah, we can get this back. I was thinking the same thing. We get the ball back in the third, we drive down, maybe clock it down a little bit, and at the least get a field goal, something. Didn't happen. They ended up scoring 2 more, and the rest is history. Crowd-wise, everybody was really cool. There was a lot of noise. There was a lot of cops. There was a lot of security. There was a lot of things. So nothing went down other than some dude collapsing in the parking lot. Why? Don't know. Don't want to know. None of my beeswax. But seeing Brock play the way he did Christmas night left a lot to be desired. It is one game. I get that. I guess my negative Nancy in the comment of private chat was like, it does bring up the question, what happens when he blinks? Now it's so close to the playoffs. What happens down the stretch? But we haven't gotten there yet. I understand we have 2 games left, and Sunday we have a lot of key pieces out. Is he going to blink again? I get it. This is a 4-11 team. Doesn't matter. They're all going to try to knock us off. They all want to knock us off. Detroit is not going to do us favors. Miami, I know that's Miami and Baltimore, but it would be nice to see them just go off that first seed. Please do us a solid. But there was a lot of defensive plays that made me question. There's, of course, a lot of offensive plays that made me question as well. So seeing it live, that's kind of my synopsis in a nutshell. I'll turn it back to you guys, see how you guys feel about it. Pause.
Oh, well, I appreciate that, because that's a fair observation. And, when you are at the game, you get the vibes of the game, you get the vibes of the crowd and, everything. and it would have been really, really Christmas perfect ending to be able to stay there and see the Niners, run off the field as champions of the game. But hey, not everything always happens like that, and honestly, it was, I had family members, Tony had family members that was at the game. They brought signs, they had fun, but at the end, it's about the time that you spend with your family. And again, we're not on the field, we can scream our heads off, but yeah, I think again, if we play this game again, we'll move on. So, Melissa, you are over there in Jersey, obviously. Well, not obviously, but I'm assuming, and I don't want to make an ass, right? But you know what that means, right? You got a tablet for Christmas, so that's cool. You do look way better. You always look great, but your setup looks great. And how do you feel? You got to see the game Christmas night in Jersey. Obviously, it wasn't the results that we wanted, but what's your analysis on the game? Your analysis.
Okay, so I'm gonna be nice. Since it was just Christmas. I'm more grateful that we won the Thanksgiving game than Christmas Day, and that sounds weird, because we haven't really beaten the Ravens in a while, and that's what I said last time we were all kind of live together. But at the end of the day, what really is concerning to me is all the stuff that's worried me all year long. So what really upset me most about that game was the missed tackling, especially from Fred Warner. I know he's loved, and rightfully so, and everyone keeps bringing up the same stuff on my timeline, which is why I kind of like turned Twitter off this week, because people are crazy, especially after a loss. But I find it disheartening that for non-favorites of the fan base, whether it's Jawan Jennings or a Jay Greenlaw or someone that I really root for, any bad play is blasted everywhere, but we don't talk about the all-stars who are making all the money who make mistakes. And I felt like that was my biggest concern watching this game, was that there was a lot of mistackling again. And it feels like this is just like one of those things, whenever things get grimy or dirty, or we start from a deficit in points and stuff, like those things kind of keep creeping up and making things harder and harder and harder. And that's my big concern. But I'm glad that we had the loss now, because I think the team is getting way too into their heads again. Like, you remember when we first lost against it was Cleveland, Nick Bosa came out on his presser and he said he forgot that the loss, how he handled losses, how he had to go into the team room and talk about losses and everything. And it was like this big storyline. They kept saying that they didn't do that after the Eagles championship game, that they kind of had forgotten the way they used to handle things. And I think I'd rather have lost now. I don't want it in the playoffs. I don't want it against like Sean McVay or someone eager to see into the playoffs. I want it now. That way they can, kind of like reset, refocus. But I'm also really concerned that Jair Brown and Jawan Jennings and some of these more key people are getting injured now.
Yeah, it's a little weird with Jawan Jennings being out with the concussion. This is his second game now, I think. And
yeah, but
he's a good player. He definitely. I know.
These concussions, I'd rather them be safe than rush them out and then they get a worse injury, or they get a concussion on top of a concussion. And I think, what was it, Thursday night? Elijah Moore was similarly injured like Tua, and you kind of saw how it went viral with all his involuntary movements. So I'd rather them sit somebody and take that caution than to rush somebody back and then see something like that. Because I think that is one of the scariest things when you see these players go viral, because they get so knocked out that they literally cannot have any kind of motor function.
Because it's been an ongoing thing, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, let's go ahead and John LaJoy. No, sorry.
It happens.
Comment over here in the side. John, thank you coming on. Hey, how do you feel about the Ravens game?
At least it happened now, not during the playoffs. Can we do better? More than likely. The other thing is they were running a different type of defense than what we're used to. They were running a 7-4 front. So that's a definitely change for Brock Purdy if he's not used to it. And the Commanders run the same front too.
That ought to be interesting. Was that like the side blitzing or what was it?
Well, I think one of the differences is where most teams play us against our offense and how most defenses that we've went up against, they have a linebacker who usually tries to rush. And what they did with the Ravens game, they had the corners come off the edge, and that give us problems. And then where we normally throw the ball out in the middle of the field, they had blustered that with their linebackers and other players. So they kind of dictated where we were going to go with the ball. And when we didn't change our philosophy, yeah, I can see that. And that you're right. The Commanders are going to play a similar style, and it's going to be interesting to see if we're going to be a little bit better on timing because we throw with timing. So
yeah, and plus the second thing that you got to think of, they play 4 linemen. We only play 3. And that's the biggest difference because you guys got 4 linebackers coming right at you fast as they can.
But you also have major injuries to their corners as well. The
Commanders. They both have their safeties out too, the good ones. So they're running their secondary safeties.
Is this cause for bringing the panic alarm? I mean, runs up the middle the whole season. There's been some where we didn't allow it. There are some games where it was just one after the other, after the other, after the other. Yes, we've won most of those games, but is that enough to go, okay, ring the panic alarm? Or do we just go, okay, we should get past the Commanders with the next man up mentality? That's what brought up a lot of questions for me on Monday night. Like, do you hit the panic alarm or do you just, I mean, that's why I was in the comments being quiet because I'm like, yeah, I'm not feeling it, y'all. I mean, I love my team, but I'm just not. I'm just
on the
not
season.
Feeling it.
On the season, we have the 3rd best rushing defense in the league.
Fair.
But the last 3 games, and I got all this stuff written down here. The last 3 games, we've allowed 135 yards a game. And where our average for the season is 90. So, last 3 games, we're missing Armstead and Hargrave. We barely got Hargrave back last game. But yeah, we're missing our guys in the middle, straight up,
You also had Jay Greenlaw, I think, out for a game or 2 in there too. So it's just like all those usually really definitive tackles or those big bodies in the middle have kind of been either injured or coming off of injury or out. So like I said, I think it really is just like one of those little slumps that you have. And I think they can correct things the next 2 weeks and then go into the playoffs strong. It's just like that the injury bug, that like the storyline that they always say, what stops the Niners the most is the Niners. And I really think that's what's most concerning going forward.
But yeah, good. May I go next on the Ravens game?
Of course.
After halftime, we're down 4 points, and Kyle starts slinging the ball around like we're down 14. What are you doing?
Clowny the sentiment echoed by the whole stadium, David.
Run the ball right at those two, Clowney and Boyd. Just hand it to them. I mean, it's like, you
really want to know what I said at the stadium? You really want to hear
it? And I'm going, why didn't he just run it right at those guys? But
Especially when
seriously,
right?
CMC
It wasn't
was
pretty, David.
7.4 yards on the day. 7.4 yards.
Oh,
14
it was
carries. Yeah.
it was
We
worse
only
than dude in
carried
the
the ball
garbage
18
can, right? At least
times. We
the
passed
the
it.
dude in the garbage can was a step up to what we
Yeah.
saw on the field. It was a whole step up. Poor
But
kid,
yeah,
he's a-
so we passed the ball
yeah, I'll take that.
48
Poor
times.
kid. Yeah,
48 times. This is not 49er football.
at
You know,
all.
I used to get scared when we had James Richard Garoppolo. I would get scared.
Oh,
We're
not
passing
that
the ball
guy.
25 times.
Who,
What are
who
we
is that
doing?
guy you speak of?
You only let
Who is
this guy
who is
pass
this
the ball
menace to
22
society?
times. That's it. You know, you're giving me a
There will
heart
be
attack
no
here, Kyle. Every
slander.
time
There
he
will be
drops
no
back,
slander.
you know. And and
I,
it's like
I have to
now we have
Molly
Brock.
Q.
I don't mind seeing Brock pass the ball 27, 30 times a game. I don't. But 48 times?
Okay,
Dude,
I got
we're only down 4 points
I got
at
a Molly Q
halftime.
on this.
Run it right
got a
at
Molly Q on
Clowney.
this.
Run it right at Clowney, you know. Those guys.
I
So
love it. I love you, Dave.
the Ravens actually had a fantastic game plan. Their pass
Yeah, they
rushers
did.
weren't
Yeah.
necessarily rushing.
Yeah.
They were trying to get to Purdy, but their plan was to be in the passing lanes and get their
Yeah.
hands up. I'm not yelling, am I? I'm yelling. Anyway.
Go for it.
Okay.
Right off.
Okay.
You're not yelling. You're ranting. You're still
Tell us how you really feel.
That was their
Hold
game
on.
plan.
David
Get in the
Rand.
passing lanes, get your hands up. We got a short quarterback, you know.
Shots fired.
I'm not a tall guy. You know, I'm not tall, you know, but neither's Brock Purdy, you know, but he gets the job done. He gets the job done. He's a good QB. You know, a lot of people throw a lead around and say all this stuff. So don't do that yet. You know, he's only in his second year. Well, let's chill out on that, you know.
You know what though, David? I have to do my Stephen A. I have to do my first take on this after my. I know. No. Because the list is fluid. It's fluid, right? So I'm gonna Molly Q that and cut in and go. You really want to hear what I said at the stadium? Because it wasn't pretty. Okay, it wasn't pretty. We had people looking at me like, "What the is her problem? You want to know what my problem is?" Please, even they was looking at me like, okay, do we get her now or do we wait till the snap is over?
You wait until she's done talking.
They carry her off, right? I'll say this to your credit. I don't think we're putting this on Purdy. I really don't. I think we're putting this on Kyle Shantypants. Yes, I said it. We have been battling this since 2019. Brock Purdy has nothing to do with 2019, 2020, 2021, late 2022. Here comes this guy nobody knows nothing about. What was his pick? 240. What now? What round was it? I'm done. Right? If we're going to talk about Purdy, we need to talk about who's calling plays for Purdy. I don't know what else. I don't know how else to call this because what I said in the stadium, oh, honey. Let me tell you my Stephen A.
How
voice.
close were you to
We
Kyle?
don't care. We don't care.
But how close were you to Kyle?
Let's bring in.
Did he hear you?
Close enough to choke him out.
Oh,
Oh, I was close.
Let's bring in Mr. Let's bring in Captain Jason.
Get over here.
Hey,
Aloha,
Captain.
everybody.
Appreciate
Hey,
you coming
Jason.
through.
How's it?
Great. Happy
That's
Friday.
how close I was, David. Like I don't, I'll let y'all go because
All I know is I jumped in, Reggie.
I'm
it's like,
confident. I'm
joking.
confident in Purdy. I'm just not confident in this guy we call the mastermind. Do you really throw 4 interceptions? Is that what we're doing? Really? Are we talking about this? Did we talk about last season? No. Are we talking about how we effed up against some quote unquote sorry ass Rams that not only sent us back to California, back to the Bay Area, and then they had the audacity to not only go to the Super Bowl in their own building and win it. Let's talk.
And win it.
And win it. Thank you.
You know,
But this person is the Messiah.
if it's not,
He is Mufasa. Mufasa. Make it make sense.
Okay, real quick, I want to give everybody, like It's something cool, all vibes, and I gotta give it to Tony. You can see she's ready to talk.
Oh gosh.
So we threw it in the chat. Anybody who's here, anybody, Chris, Wolf, Steve-O, if you're not subscribed to Jason's channel, please do. It's right here. Just click the link. Please go subscribe there at 198. Let's try to get them to 200 before the end of the night. So Red Jet, if you're not subscribed, please go subscribe. Yeah, let's make it happen. So, okay, go ahead, Tony.
All I was going to say is we all know that we're very familiar with the terminology of, or the phrase, I should say, if it's not broken, don't fix it. So we went into this Ravens game with the impression that they had a little bit of a beat up defense, meaning that our run game was going to definitely not only shine, because that's how we get around and start winning these games, but it was going to be the opportunity for the Niners to go in and possibly have won this. You spank them where it hurts, and you just keep doing what you're already doing, which is working, which is running the ball. I don't know what changed, except for there is some, and I don't want to badmouth Shanahan, because I like Shanahan. I am like, yes, thank God. After Harbaugh, I'm like, we finally have somebody who's coming to the table with something to talk about. But my point is, why is it that you go into this game knowing that it's going to not only be difficult offensively, but also defensively, and you're going to switch it up from a run game that you already know worked into a passing game where we already know we don't have a quarterback that's got the strongest arm? Doesn't mean that he can't get the job done. Doesn't mean he can't make long, deep passes. It just means that he has not been able to show that. So nobody's discrediting him for being able or not able. It's just we have not been able to see that, and it's not been done yet. So it's kind of hard to say we have a deep threat. So, which is why we've been utilizing the run, because it works. So why we went in there doing a passing game, it's odd. It's very odd.
Well, we were moving the ball. We were moving the ball really, really well. It was just a couple times where, okay, you can't throw the ball in the end zone and expect to come away with points if you throw it to the other team, right? That's obvious, right? Then the next turnover, what was the next turnover? The tip pass, and that was really a athletic play, right? One corner coming off the other side, tipping the ball up in the air, and the other guy, that was like Richard Sherman 2013 NFC Championship game vibes all over again, right?
Yeah.
Then the other play where he threw one play and he threw it. There was all the flags on the field, and then he threw it to Kittle and it hit Kittle's chest. You don't catch with your chest, you catch with your hands, right? But it didn't even look like Kittle was even expecting the ball to come to him, and it bounces up in the air, and and then the other one, I can't really think of the other one. And Sam Area, right? Sam Area. He's going to throw the, you have an opportunity to go down in that game in history. And oh my God, it's Christmas night. You could do it, right? We were that close in the third quarter. Come on, right? No, you go down there, you score a touchdown, and we don't get the touchdown before the 2-minute warning. It's like 2 minutes and 6 seconds. We could have scored right there on the one. You take like what, a 20-yard sack. Fourth down, you throw an interception. I can only root for you for so long, and then they're not going to have you on the team. Okay, you have to seize your moments. So I'm done.
All right. Go get him, Brian. Go get him.
No, come on. Even at that moment, right? We threw the ball 4 times. The fifth interception was the game sealed delivered, right? The lady was singing at the end. Right. But the other 4 interceptions, we still were moving the ball. And shout out to Jake Moody. Yes. He kicked the field goal. We got points. We got the safety. At the beginning of the game, I'm like, Lamar don't look too good. It looks like our defense is keeping him in check, right? Then the interception happened. Yeah. Then the kick return, return happened. Then, so it's like we go from one game where we have no penalties to a game that we have 12 penalties and over 100 yards. It's just, you can't win like that.
No, because it's one thing.
That's why I was bringing up that question. That's why I asked that question. Like, do you ring the alarm? So that was why I was talking about that, and that's why I was just like, do you?
So Steve-O brought up an excellent point. The Ravens were pissed because they couldn't go home and open Christmas presents, but we could. He has a good point,
I like
Hey,
I
that's
like
all right.
Cole.
right?
Nothing wrong with Cole. Makes perfect.
I like Cole. Get enough Cole
We
together.
got
I
some
can
That's
great
really-
fun.
folk in the chat.
Right?
You know, we got Nathan Z, John J, Steve-O Supremo. Hey, there's this Red Jet. I see Red Jet in the chat too. She's also right here, folks. She's right here. And then we got who else we got here?
That's
I saw Jason. I saw this guy that's down here. I saw him in the chat.
Hey. We're
I see this
everywhere,
guy,
David.
Brian,
We're like American Express. We're everywhere you want to be.
He's all the way on the side there, folks. He's also in the chat. Chris Azomo. Huh. I've never seen you before, but welcome to the channel. Thank you for showing up. We appreciate you. Wolf sighting. There is a wolf sighting, folks. What's going on?
You have
buddy?
another
missed
sighting.
it.
Someone might have
Twin
waited.
Empire.
I twin.
Twin.
Ooh, there he is. He's pulling it.
There it
Everybody's
is.
pulling out.
Oop, there it is.
Jump on in. Chat.
Come on in. Join the illustrious Hollywood Squares.
Love it.
We are better than first take.
Yeah.
I said what I said.
Yeah, so we have definitely made it through. This game was one of those games. We didn't know if we were
I
going to
do
win or
want to
lose.
see
It was
the
a game that could have went 50-50. And it's unfortunate we got lost, but we're moving on.
Wow. Okay. Something going on
Without my
the
wrench,
chat,
I am
but
nothing. Hey,
everybody's
I have a
being fun
question
and
for you.
respectful. That's what's up. Yeah,
Do you have your days? Do you have your days? This is the without my wrench, I am nothing. Do you have your days where everything's a hammer? Just wondering.
I have my wrench.
I don't have a wrench. Except
Hey,
no, I
yo,
do. I do on
moment.
Tardo, but not here. I'm not. Go ahead. Going back to my page.
Well, I mean, to be fair, Red Jet, we just barely met you like yesterday. Okay, I mean, like you
You're
haven't
right.
been around
You're
all
right.
year.
You're right.
We just
My
barely-
bad. You're right. The list is fluid. I'm sorry.
Okay,
I'm gonna go.
So, I mean, like, next week you might have keys to the house. I'm just saying. I mean, like, bring milk. Okay, we need milk. But
Wow, we're moving fast after a week, aren't we?
Right? Wait, but they
All
just
right,
met me yesterday, but I get keys to the house. Okay, I'm a believer in Brian Cole. I said
all
what
right,
I said.
we just gotta keep it rolling though. So, looking at the games coming up, right? I like to do a little weather report. I'm not gonna have my BCO Brian soon on right now, but we're gonna go through it as well. So the Lions are playing the Cowboys. Does anybody know what stadium they play in?
Dallas. Because they're finally putting Jimmy Johnson into the Ring of Honor. And supposedly, since it's Monday Night Football on Saturday, they're also going to be live streaming the entire halftime event of putting Jimmy Johnson in the Ring of Honor because, Jerry Jones has finally gotten blackmailed enough by his former players to actually do the right
Not
thing.
blackmail. She said blackmail.
They did. Like, you've had Aikman, you have Michael Irvin, you have had like how many of his All-Star 90 players like call him out publicly on every single show that they do, and they're all on multiple broadcasts on multiple networks. It's like saying like Coach Johnson should have been in there like over 10 years ago, and they're finally doing it, and now it's going to be this big event by itself on Saturday football. So like, I don't know. I feel like,
So
they had two huge losses on the road, and it's at home, and they want to do this like 15-0 like in a row wins at home. Like, plus Coach Johnson's in. Like, I feel like this is like the Cowboys game to lose.
That is interesting. I'm going to bring CarCast in real quick.
Detroit.
So we have
though.
CarCast,
That's Detroit
everybody.
versus Dallas, right?
Yeah.
How's it, Carcass?
Correct. And
Hey, Carcass.
that's super
Oh, what's up?
super interesting about that Miss Melissa was able to drop there. But the question is does anybody know what kind of stadium do they play in?
A dome.
So the weather doesn't matter here because it's a dome. So our next game is the Dolphins versus the Ravens, and this is in Baltimore. So it's going to be partly cloudy, and it's going to be about 46%, 46 degrees outside. That's what they're, that's what they're predicting. Now we go to Patriots and Bills. Yeah.
46 in Baltimore.
Patriots and Bills.
That's like summertime. Sorry.
Yeah, that's what I think is really interesting, because going through these games earlier, and I started writing all this down. Some of these temperatures in the regions that they're at, you'd think it's a little bit colder, but they're saying it should be about 46 degrees in Baltimore, partly cloudy. So Patriots and the Bills, it's going to be very cloudy. And, I really like the Bills having an open stadium. I don't think anybody who has to play there likes it being, open when it's snowing. But I just think it's pretty cool, like watching on TV. But the Patriots are going to be playing the Bills. It's going to be very cloudy. It's going to be about 38 degrees outside, and it's going to have a 29% chance of rain. So this game could get really, really nasty cold. Falcons and Bears. And this is the game that everybody should tune into, because this is the game. The Bears. The Bears might have a big, big home advantage here. Falcons are coming in, and they play in a dome stadium. And they are going to have to go outdoors and play in the snow. There is 64% chance of snow. It's going to be a 34-degree day. It's going to be cold in the Windy City. You can say the cold. Yeah. So Titans and Texans, anybody can we guess what the weather is going to be like in Texas?
Hot.
It doesn't matter. It's a dome. How about the Raiders and It doesn't matter. It's a dome. Okay, so we're moving on to the Panthers and Jaguars. And they're going to be playing in Jacksonville. It's a clear, sunny day, 60 degrees. It's going to be a
kitty cats.
Lovely day in Florida. We're gonna move. We're gonna move on to the Rams and the Giants. This game is in New Jersey. It's supposed to be partly cloudy, and right now they're saying it'll be about 45 degrees. So, hey, the Rams, they play in a dome. Going to New Jersey, the travel. Hopefully, the Giants can take care of business. We'll move on to the Cardinals and Eagles. It's gonna be cloudy. And it's going to be about 43 degrees. The Saints and the Bucks is going to be a clear game. That's a nice game in Florida again, 64 degrees. So in Jacksonville, it's 60 degrees, and in Tampa, it'll be 64 degrees. So look out, Florida. 49ers are going to be playing Washington. Now, this is a partly cloudy game, and it's going to be about 47 degrees. We'll move on to the Steelers and Seahawks. It's going to be about 48% chance, 48 degrees there. And if I'm correct, I know a couple people might. Okay, so the next game is.
I'll be at that game.
That's what I was hoping for. I was hoping I knew one or two people that might be going to that game. So we'll move on to the Chargers and Broncos, and later we'll ask Jason about that game in particular so he can give us his analysis. But the Chargers and Broncos, it's going to be partly cloudy, and that's something that we should talk about too as well, because the Broncos have had a quarterback rearrangement. You could say banishment. But in Denver,
he's riding the
partly
pony.
Cloudy with 42. He might be riding it out of that cloud.
Yeah, so there's trade talks right now.
I don't know what they'd be trading for just yet, but we'll be moving. We'll get there here in a second. Bengals are going to be playing the Chiefs, and this game is partly cloudy, and it's going to be 34 degrees. So you'll definitely see Taylor Swift with her scarf and nice and warm out there. And I'm just saying, she's so fitted. So then we're going to be moving on to the Packers and the Vikings. It doesn't matter. They're in a dome. So with that, folks, in your weather report. So Carcass, how you doing, buddy? And how you feeling? You've done a little bit of work around on YouTube. We've seen it, and we've seen you comment a little bit. So tell us how you really feel. The Niners, the Ravens, your time. We might have to.
Oh, yeah, my bad.
Oh, there he comes.
Yeah, my bad. Yeah, my Wi-Fi's not up.
coming off a tough loss.
Shout
I
out New
think,
Jersey.
yeah, coming off a tough loss, I think we can definitely bounce back. I mean, there's a lot of things, there's a lot of name pointing. You can point fingers wherever you want, but yeah, I feel like this week, I think we're in the zone. I think we're gonna go out to Washington. We're gonna bring it all, man. And people are like, I don't know why they're like so like. It's not like the sky's falling, but you definitely want to uphold that standard. And we just didn't come out and play Niner football. But I don't want to go on a whole rant because I could just keep listing things. But to keep it simple, keep it short and simple, I think we're gonna go out to Washington next week. I think it's gonna be a really good game. I mean, Jacoby Brissett, they have a lot of injuries, but I think it's next man up mentality for them. I think that they're gonna bring it their all. But Niners got to maintain that number 1 seed because I really am looking forward to that first round bye in the playoffs. And we gotta take it one game at a time, man. Let's not overlook anybody.
Right.
But that's just my
Right.
thoughts.
Isn't Brissett
Yeah,
with
I was
either?
gonna say I went on
No.
a rant for you, buddy. So probably enough for everyone. So you're good.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I don't want to bore anyone. Yeah, Brissett's questionable. They got a lot of injuries. Half the players on
Crazy
the
Juice
defense are questionable too.
Randy Sentinel, and Crazy Juice have joined us. Thanks for pulling up.
Hi, Randy.
Hey, Randy.
Sentinels, Randy,
Yep.
Crazy Juice, what's up?
How's it, brothers?
So
So,
I
Brent,
think
I was
today,
actually trying to find
tonight,
special teams numbers on our teams, right? The Commanders and the Niners. But what I found didn't make sense. How are we 8th in return yards allowed?
okay.
How's this? I was like,
We don't
Yeah,
I was
tackle
scratching
enough.
my head,
yards
looking at the numbers. Like, I got to find me a better source. So I spent a long time looking, and I couldn't find a better source about that, buddy. So I'm gonna continue to look, but
We have been giving up some pretty big. I will get on that,
some
and
pretty big
we could probably
returns.
talk a little bit about that in the morning. If I can get I'll try to get some research on it as well. What I understand is we did have that field goal we kicked out of bounds. No, it wasn't a field goal; it was a kickoff, and that brought it up to the 45. I think he did that once or twice. And then we have had a couple big kickoffs where they've returned it, where Jake Moody or somebody's had a Womack had to make Oliver had to make a tackle. So being 8th, that's not that good. As long as we're not number 1 or number 32 in that category, I think we'll be okay. But
Hey,
that was our
what I
problem.
did find.
That was our problem this game. The big punt return. What did you find, David?
I found Jake Moody is 19 for 22 for 86.4% field goals. 55 out of 55 on extra points for 100%. Their kicker, 17 of 22.
Don't they still
Not
have
as
Joey
good as our
Slot?
kicker, right? So he's 17 of 22, 77.8%. He's 30 of 33, has 3 missed extra points, 90.9.
Don't they still
So
have
our
Joey
kicker's
Slot?
better than their kicker.
Yes, they
Yep.
do, Melissa.
Okay.
It's definitely Moody season.
It is.
Moody,
What are we hearing in the
he
background?
gave everybody the scare at the beginning of the season.
Yeah, if anybody's got the TV on, just turn it down a little, please.
Is it me? Sorry. Was it me?
Oh, there we
My
go.
bad. Oh, it was me. My bad. Sorry.
Is their running back
Oh, you're
clear to
good.
play? I know he was questionable going into this game.
He wasn't on their injury report today. Brian Robinson.
Oh
He
yeah.
is good. He's good to go.
Yep, we're gonna have to stop him. He's good, but
Mhm.
Ever since he got the
Right.
injury, ever since he got shot in the leg, he's just not been the same.
Well, that was before his rookie season, wasn't it?
No. Did you hear
So
me
we
say
got breaking
VR?
news.
What's the breaking news?
Go ahead, Bryant. Bryant, what do you got? Breaking news.
Breaking news. We are at 199. 199. We're going to get to 200 tonight. We are pushing. And it's going to happen.
Let's go.
Please like, subscribe to Jason's channel, Niner Faithful Radio. We are at 199. Let's
Somebody
go.
gets a free jersey.
And, I'm going to go check the kiddos, and I will be back in a second. So, yes, thank you, everybody, for coming.
Yep.
So,
So what are we
Carcass,
thinking
the
of the
reason why I
Chase
said-
Young reunion when we go back into Washington?
Ooh,
Mhm.
this is true. This is
That's
true. He's going back to where he
Some bad
played.
blood.
Honestly, I don't think there's going to be bad blood. You know, they
Not like Trent Williams,
a
not trying to kill
way
him.
good situation. So why should
Isn't
he be mad
so
at him?
First time back to
Right.
Washington? Because the last time they came to our building in the COVID year.
Yeah, that last season they came and played hard, didn't they? But yeah, this is his first time back. First game at Washington, not in a Washington uniform. Yep.
Right.
Yep, as a 49er.
And I don't think even
Yeah, that's going to be epic.
the bad
I'm looking
blood
for-
Trent had.
Now that's
They
different.
misdiagnosed.
Yeah,
Yeah,
everybody
what they
from
did
there
with
is
Trent
gone.
Williams, they
Sorry, your mic's kind of cutting out.
they
there.
don't
Oh yeah. No.
There's a delay. There's a delay.
can everybody hear me?
Yeah. Yep.
Yes.
There you go.
Yes.
There's a delay. Yeah. I don't know.
But yeah, she's saying that they misdiagnosed Trent Williams. He
So-
had cancer. Didn't
Yes.
he? Didn't he? Wasn't that?
I think-
Yes.
It
Yeah.
was cancerous. I don't think it was actually cancer.
Yep.
No, he had actual cancer. It was a
Was it
lump on his
actual cancer?
kept saying it was benign. It was benign. It was benign. And he trusted them until he literally had to go to the hospital, and they told him that, like, your life is in danger. You should get your affairs in order.
Oh,
Yeah. They did him grimy. And look at him now. He's the best offensive lineman in the league. And we've got him
Can
dressed
you
in the
see
red and
this?
gold.
I just gave 200.
There you go.
Sweet.
You might need to refresh. I think it might. I think Niner Tiger beat you to it.
that is it. Thank you, everybody,
say what-
so much.
There you go.
Ba'efitai telilava.
We should be at 201.
Yep, 201 now.
Yeah, we,
Thank you very
we
much,
should be at
everybody.
201. Let's check. Yeah.
Hey,
Hi, Tear Down.
Thanks for joining.
Pterodome.
Pterodome.
I guess we're giving away.
There
jerseys.
it is. Oh, he's doing his dispatcher work. All right. Go dispatchers. Yes.
Hey, I'm a dispatcher.
Hey, there you go. My mom was 25 years San Francisco. So police, fire, medical, you name it, she
Oh,
dispatched.
I don't dispatch that. I do dispatch drugs.
Jason, congratulations on 200 subscribers, man.
Thank you, Carcass.
What?
Congratulations, 200. Round of applause.
Good stuff,
Oh,
bro.
really, I
Good
do,
stuff.
we really do. I do life-saving medicine stuff for like kids and stuff like that.
Oh, okay.
That's
So, like
interesting.
I said, I'm actually a drug dealer. Most of our stuff, we take drugs and like to like hospitals and shit like that.
There you go. Saving, hey, still helping to save a life, right?
So what
It's
is the
funny.
deal with Juwan Jennings? Other than we know that he's had a concussion, do we have an idea? Is this one of those games that he is sitting out willingly, or is it something? Did he suffer like I don't know if there's like a grade of concussions that people suffer if you have, you know, a mild concussion or severe. It almost seems like
They
we've
went
not
away
seen
from
Juwan in a
grades.
couple games, and I know Sentinel.
Is she asking about Juwan Jennings?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Oh,
I'll just say this: as someone who has had 7 concussions, the fact that it's taking him this long to recover, even though he's showing progress, means that concussion was probably pretty damn bad, and it's probably worse than what we actually know about. Which means, like, they don't use the term like grades anymore. Like Tony was saying, they've kind of gone away from that. I know a lot about this because my brain's going to science when I die, kind of thing, because I've had so many concussions. Yeah. None of them came from football, though. None of them were from football. He probably had a grade 3, which would have been considered a very bad one if it's taken him this long to recover from it.
I also don't think that Juwan Jennings is the type of player to sit himself unless he absolutely has to be sat. And with what he usually does for this team, whether it's blocking or getting in other players' faces, those are all truly physical activities. Like I much rather side on the side of caution, and I do not question anybody on this team as their like willingness to play football. Like I think we lost that when a certain somebody went to the Las Vegas Raiders, and that was the last person I ever questioned about his willingness to actually play football for this team.
Yeah, I wonder who she's talking about.
we don't know. Move on. We have no idea who wore that number 10 and who shouldn't be returning punts.
I can't say that anymore. I love Ronnie Bell.
When did Kyle Williams go to the Raiders?
Don't. He didn't.
that should be one of those numbers they retire. Just retire the number 10.
I love Ronnie Bell. I mean,
Here's a salute for everybody who helped us get to
Ronnie Bell muffed another punt last week against the Ravens.
We can't retire the number 10, folks. We have a ring of honor. We don't have a ring of shame.
Damn.
And like, didn't we like have like 3
serious.
4 things crazy, and in 2020 we ran out of numbers. Like Solomon Thomas got hurt week 2 versus we had like how many different 94s that year? Like Niners don't have exactly like a lot of numbers to spare.
I believe we have 12 numbers retired in the Ring of Honor. So, that leaves, including 0 though. They include 0 now. So there's 100. What that makes 100 available. So we have actually 87 numbers available, but a lot of the good ones are already retired. Like 80.
0 and double 0 count as 2
skip
different
number
numbers.
10? Can we just skip it?
I haven't seen.
Why is that number
0 yet?
Why? Just make it make sense. Why is it cursed? Aw.
Bruce Wayne says
Be afraid.
It's Bruce.
Hi, dog.
Bruce.
Hi, dog.
What are you doing, Bruce? Look at him.
Hey.
Tony is now internet famous. There was a doggo. Yep.
he is such a fun dog. He is so stubborn. He makes up for it because he's just super cute.
Oh, wow. Looks like Tariq Castro Fields, who was on the 49ers, expected to start for them. Damn.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we
Was he a
caught him
sixth-round draft pick?
make it through waivers, and he didn't.
Yeah, because their two starting DBs are questionable. That sucks.
I think, no, they're actually out.
Oh, they're out, both of them? Damn.
Yep, they're both out.
That sucks.
I was actually trying to remember his name, Carcast. I couldn't remember it for the life of me. Thanks for bringing that up.
Yep. I don't blame you.
It was like, I think he was a 6th round pick?
Yeah,
I
sixth
wanna say
round,
it was
I believe.
6.
6th round, I believe.
But yeah, I went
6th
over
round,
like
yep.
I looked at all kinds of stuff for the game tomorrow. I was like, I was looking at like the Niners offense is this good. I'm gonna knock on wood here.
Awesome.
But we have the second overall offense in the league to the Miami Dolphins. And we get 404.3 yards per game. Our passing is second in the league, 265.7 per game. Rushing offense, fourth, 138.7. Points scored were third. Of course, the Dolphins are on top there, folks.
Melissa's out of Yorkie.
Yes.
Hey, doggy.
Oh, now Melissa's going to be internet famous too. She got a doggo.
It's better that
I was
bring
actually
him
looking at.
in
I
front
was looking
here
at
and pet
puppies,
him
folks.
and start knocking over my devices again.
Mine's still cuter.
They start feeling their paws and
Oh,
Look at that.
Cute.
I was looking at puppies, but there's kind of a story here. So I've had pit bulls for a long time. Like I've had two. They both lived to be like one almost 15, one 15 years old.
Damn.
And then I had a third, and he was a great dog. I took him everywhere with me. I got him. He was like this big. He's just a little guy. And I took him everywhere with me. I got him a harness. Literally everywhere. It didn't matter. He's going. And I got him his shots. Everything was going good. 6 months. He was 6 months old, and I heard a brrr. I was like, "Oh!" In the middle of the night, I was like, "Oh, he needs to use the bathroom. Let's go." So I got up to take him out, and he was gone. Like,
what?
Gone. No longer with us.
Oh,
I was gone. So, it's sad. And, it broke my heart. That was I'm probably going on 2 years since that happened, and I've been thinking about it, but, it's just one of those things. I'm going to get me a puppy. I am. I'm going to get me a puppy because I like training them. I like training them from when they're babies. I was thinking about rescues.
Mine are rescues.
And,
both of them.
Oh gosh.
I go into the rescue and like I'm looking for a dog that looks at me and says, "Hey, what's up?" Okay, you could be my owner, and none of those dogs are like that. It's like I'm going,
They're kind of scared though, like they're scared.
You gotta realize that most rescue dogs are like this one. They're mostly former puppy mill dogs that were taken from their litter way too soon. And they're usually bought by like really, how do I say this nicely? Really nasty people who try to hide dogs in apartments and aren't really built to have a puppy. And so, like this one, I don't know if you can see it over here on his shoulder. He has a burn mark from a woman's curling iron because she had him in her apartment and she would try to like shush him. So, like when we first got him, he was trained to go outside real quick, do his business, and run back in the house before the door even closed. So they're very neurotic and they're small dogs already, so they have like Napoleon complexes.
Right.
Usually those kind of dogs, they don't deal well, so they normally bounce back to the shelters because people don't know how to handle that stuff. So he's very cuddly, but he's also very emotional, so he doesn't handle things well. While the poodle is very well adjusted and he's very sociable, but he's a runaway because he jumped over a fence. So that was what we had to deal with when we first got him. He was living on the streets. He was very sickly, and now he's sickly again in his old age. So it's a crapshoot with rescue dogs. But if you actually give them a home, if you give them the opportunity, if you let them find their way and get secure, they are about the most lovable dogs. But they also have their quirks, and it's just you have to give them that shot. You have to let them get secure because otherwise they're just gonna constantly bounce back into shelters, and it's crazy because like when we went and got him, it was Hurricane Irene, like literally the day of Hurricane Irene hit Jersey, and we parked in the parking lot, and I swear the rain just came in right away. And then the very first year we had him, we had that Superstorm Sandy in that freak snowstorm that knocked out all the power in Jersey. So like he's been our disaster dog, but he's just like he's our baby. Like you deal with the good and the bad, and it's just like I feel so guilty for the rescue dogs because like this one dog they had in the front when we got him, she was a puppy mill dog. So like they used her up for litters after litters after litters, and then like the second she can't produce anymore, they put her out in the front window. And this dog has never been around humans except for when she was delivering puppies. And she's scared to death. And she's like a half pit bull, half Dalmatian mix. And she's terrified. And then that's the worst part about these shelters. They like they don't know how to treat these dogs.
Yeah, with shelter dogs, that's kind of what you're getting. And like all of our dogs, like to this point, have been either shelter or a part of a litter. Our first dogs, since we lived in East Oakland way back, in the 90s, and we had a rescue dog, and Count Dracula was literally my dog, and that was his name, Count Dracula. We just call him Drac. And then we had a shelter dog, and her name was Gigi. So we had her from like 92 or 3, something like that, all the way to 2007. And when she passed, I mean, it was just like, listen to me, y'all. That dog could not stand me. She worshipped my mom, but she could not stand me. Now, mind you, when we had this dog, I was in high school. My mom worked nights as a dispatcher, right? So my mom would come home, and then I would go off to school because she worked in the, late night. So I would go in the room, kiss my mom goodbye, and the dog would just jump over her and just bark like I just broke into the house.
They lock on a human, and that's their human. Yeah,
man, that was her human. I'm telling you, Gigi was not effing with me. She just looked at me like, like
I know the look
on for years. Like Dracula, like I would like sometimes like when my parents would go out, right? I was never really alone in the house, right? So they would go out with their friends or something like that, but they were never gone like all night and everything. So I was like an adult. But there's one particular time they went out and they came home late. So, living in East Oakland, you kind of imagine, the horror stories that could happen, right? My boy comes in and he just jumps up on my chair, and I'm just like, okay, I'm good, right? And then this demon dog, right? I shouldn't say that. Horrible. But she would come into the room and she would hop on my bed and just lay on my bed. And I'm like, oh Lord, this dog is gonna kill me, Lord. Right here. And she would just lay on the bed with me. And then once I was comfortable, then they would, leave the room, and then my parents came home. So it was kind of crazy, like how Melissa's describing, these dogs, because they go through so much. They go through, just the worst of the worst. And then after Gigi passed away, we had another dog, and then her name was Peanut, and then Peanut passed away. We even had a Pomeranian from the shelter literally just a couple years recently. And I tell my mom, I'm like, you don't find Pomeranians in no shelter. I'm like, no, I'm like, this dog is not feeling well, or something's not, I don't want to say not right, but something's just not, this dog doesn't feel well. Yeah. I'm like, you don't find Poms in a shelter. I'm like, a rescue maybe, but not the shelter. And a couple of years after, sadly we lost him. His name was Diesel. Diesel was also a demon. You just see this little white dog just booking it down the hallway. I'm just like, yes, I'm right with this dog. And now we have these the dogs I just showed you. And Poppy is the bigger dog. He was a rescue. I mean, not a rescue. He came from a litter as well. And he's at that age. And I'm like, oh boy, and I started thinking, I'm telling my mom, okay, do you want to go back down this road again? Because we just came through literally almost 30 years of either shelter or, litters. Okay, litter is one thing, but shelter. I don't know. I'm like, do you guys really want to go through that again? And not, I love dogs. I got bit by a pit bull on Mother's Day of all days. And I'm like, people are like, do you hate pits? I'm like, no, I don't hate pit bull. It was an accident. The dog should have killed me. But when she bit me, I went down and she could have locked on my neck and she didn't. Right. My neck
I
is
hate owners,
fully
not the dog.
exposed for this dog to go in on me, right? And instead of locking down on me, she lays down on all fours and starts to cry. That's why I was like, oh yeah, she's sick. And then I told my mom, tell the owners, like, don't put her down. It was an accident. It's okay. She's not going to hurt anybody. And not even a week after they put her down, I was like, man, that's, I hate to say fucked up, but it's, it's messed up. But I don't know. I don't know the history of the dog. It was just, it was one of those days where it was just like,
Yes.
and then people say, oh, you hate dogs. No, I don't. I've had dogs since I was like 10 years old or, like 13 years old, But Gigi was a demon. I said what I said. No.
Hey, I had the biggest, scariest looking
Nah,
pit
hey,
bull in the neighborhood.
dogs are important.
But she was the nicest dog in the neighborhood too. So, I actually have a story. So this is the second one. She was one of those dogs by someone in an apartment. They're not supposed to have dogs, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, and I worked with this lady, and she's like, "Hey, like you like pit bulls? My friend has to get rid of this pit bull because she can't have her in her apartment." I was like, "All right, I'll check her out. I gotta go get my daughter like right after work, but then we can meet up." So then I go get my kid. How old was she at that point? I think she was 4 at this point. So I go get my daughter, and we meet her. And I look in there and I see not a fully grown dog, she's still puppy-ish, but she's not small like this,
Right.
And I was like, hey, how's it going? And she's just like, hi, I'm like, okay. I'm like, yeah, I'll take her. Why not? So then I get her, I open the door, I put her in the truck. She sees my daughter, boom, in her lap, curled up. Like, this is where I want to be. I was like, okay, my daughter's like, hey, petting her, and yeah, so after I dropped my daughter off, now the dog's got nowhere to go, in her opinion, but my lap, and I'm trying to drive a stick shift truck down the road, folks. So here I am. I'm like, I gently put her down in the car seat, and I pet her. I get her to sit there, but then I have to shift. And when I take my hand off her to shift, boom, she's back in my lap. So it was like, I was like scrambling, just trying to drive home, But yeah, I had that dog almost 15 years. She ended up being almost 15 years old when she passed. Natural causes. She was a good dog.
Sorry to hear that.
But I brought her home, and the biggest, scariest dog in the neighborhood, I had that dog at that point too. So I brought her home. I walk her in my apartment. I put her down. The dog looks back at me, looks at her like, lunch? Like what's up with this? She wasn't mean to her, but she was looking at her like, what's this? What did you bring home? It was like, it was just one of those moments.
Oh my gosh. This one terrorized people on the day we got him.
Terrorist.
No, literally, I kid you not. So it really was Hurricane Irene, and my dogs don't handle weather well, especially rain.
Yeah.
And this was not normal rain. And so he was drunk the day we got him. Like, you know how like they make you like meet the dogs before you adopt them? And this dog was drugged. Like this dog has so much freaking energy, and this dog was like out of his mind drugged. And the day we pick him up, my poodle's like, okay, well, we met him. He's nice, whatever. And then we pick him up, and it's raining, and we're stuck in the parking lot of Walmart, and we had to like rush to get stuff because they had nowhere to put these dogs because it was going to flood there. And my other dog just got bit by a boxer because my parents are my parents, and they decided, oh, let's go invite this dog over, and he gets bit right in the neck, right? And so we get this maniac, and we're stuck in this parking lot trying to pick up last minute stuff for him, and the other dog, Rocco, gets terrorized all over the car. He's like jumping in the front seat, he's jumping behind the wheel, he's jumping in the back seat, and this one's facing him around. And then when we get them home, he's like, okay, well, I dealt with this. I was nice. I was a nice older dog. And then when he gets in the house and Jake comes in with him, and he's like, no. And he's like chasing him up the stairs, into the basement, under beds, into rooms. It got so bad that they had to lock Jake in my room. And they're like, no, we're gonna have Rocco just calm down, relax, get over getting traumatized, and then of course my mom gets all like better, and she's like, no, this Yorkie is gonna be my dog, and she's like had them pitted against each other all their lives about who's who, and it's just like it's crazy. But I love my my
so we
rescue.
got a nice transition. I love dogs. I love everybody who reaches out.
Great. And the dog names are classic.
So
his original name is Max, and that's exactly what he is. He's always Max.
You can't beat names
the
like
biggest,
Rocco,
scariest
Poppy,
pit bull in the neighborhood
Dracula.
was named Cookie. Yeah, the biggest, scariest pit bull in the neighborhood was named Cookie, folks.
Not Cookie. I died.
There was snorting.
All right, so Levi says, I'm the type to watch you not clean up after your dog. So I slightly chase you down, asking if you need a bag. As a large man, if you've seen Levi, he's a pretty big guy, right? So he lets you, let your dog do the business and takes off walking, and he comes up, hey, you need that, doggy bag? I got it right here for you. Kind and good place, sir. Nice play. So let's transition. I think it's a great way to love the dogs, and we'll come back to it later. But for right now, we just had a game, and I think the Dog Pound was around, right? And they played the New Jersey Jets, right? And I think it's really funny because Flacco used to be a Jet. When Rodgers went down earlier this season, he said, hey, you guys want me? They said, no, you just sit on the couch, bro. Just sit on the couch. Well, then when he got the phone call from Cleveland, where Cleveland rocks, right? So Cleveland called him up and said, hey, we've been through like so many quarterbacks already. What do you got? You got anything left? I mean, we just need a couple games. And he said, well, I'm not really doing much right now. When do you need me there? They said right now. So he jumped and he went there, and he's playing quarterback. He went from number 5, right? Because he used to be number 5. Am I correct?
Yeah.
Number 15. So not only did he's got to be feeling pretty good, right? Because when you put 1 next to anything, that makes you feel like you're number 1, right? So I'm really excited because not only did the Browns win, Tony, come back. Not only did the Browns win,
now they're in the playoffs.
They're in the playoffs. Thank you, Joe Flacco. Right? I think the whole city of Cleveland is screaming, Watson who? And they're saying Flacco, that's our quarterback. So I think not only has he solidified himself, possibly as a if he could get the Browns to make it to like a championship game, does he get a gold jacket? He's already won a Super Bowl. If he gets to 2 Super Bowls and he loses one, right? Because I don't want him to win 2 Super Bowls. But anyways, if he gets to another Super Bowl, does he get a gold jacket? At this time, right now, I think it's safe to say it's Flacco season. At least next season, I think he's got to be back. What do you think?
I think he. Oh, sorry about that.
No, you're good. We'll give it to Jason, and then we'll throw it down to you, David. So,
yes,
Jason, how do you think the Browns are looking with Mr. Flacco?
Flacco's elite.
He's elite.
That's been the joke about Flacco for years. Is he elite after he won the Super Bowl? He got that huge contract. I think he's not as bad as some people want to put him at to be, but he's also not as great. He's just in a really good situation. How do you scout somebody who's 9,000 years old? I saw the joke where
he said it himself.
Hey,
he said it himself. I ain't washed. Right? That's what he said after they signed him. I ain't washed.
9,000 years old.
I like there's a picture today I saw where it says because it's got him in the uniform, and then right here it says 1946, and the picture's basically like, oh, I think it's cute that the Browns are putting the birth year of their players on their jerseys. That's all I got on Flacco. I would have taken him on our team a couple years ago.
Okay, let's give it to good. Yeah, I would have too. I mean, at the moment we needed somebody, and Hoyer the Destroyer wasn't it. David Corona, what's your thoughts? How do you think Flacco's showing? Is he showing out? Is he showing up? Is he the guy for Cleveland?
I think he's 4-1 right now with the Browns, and he has like 15 touchdowns in the last 5 games. I think they said last night, and I think he had his revenge. It was like, hey Jets, you guys didn't want me, but the Browns did, and I'm playing you guys right now, so this is what you guys get. So I'm gonna do this to you guys. I'm gonna throw passes. I'm gonna make touchdowns. You guys should have got me when you guys had a chance, but now you guys didn't have a chance. I'm gonna get you guys. So that's what he's doing right now. So he's playing good right now.
Can't argue with that.
I like it.
Right.
I really like it. Let's throw it up here to Red Jet. I think Red Jet might. Let's give it up to Red Jet. She is probably going to be leaving us shortly. She's always welcome anytime. She knows that, of course. We appreciate any time we get with you, Shell. Your final thoughts on the Commanders and the Niners. Your thoughts on our key to victory, and I will let you out after that.
Oh God, do I have to?
Did you go to the game on Christmas?
I did.
Yeah, I was there too.
Yeah, Robert, I know. I'll hang for a little bit more, but I think the key to this victory is just keep the energy that got us back on the winning track. I know we just went 6-0. Now we're 6-1. Okay, we can win this game. I know we have players out. I know there's some injuries and illnesses. I get it. The bug is going around, and his name is Kyle Shanahan. I said what I said. Did I say that out loud? Kicker lives matter. Kicker lives matter. That is the key to the game. Kicker lives matter. But we play to win this game, right? We've played to get us this far. I mean, 11-4 is amazing. I wouldn't trade it for nobody. We always get ahead of ourselves, and we should go by the one game at a time because we're not done with this season yet, with the regular season yet, and we do have to treat this like treat every game like it's your last shot. Go into it with the next man up mentality. The people that are healthy, do your job. You only got one job, and that's to win this game. Come together, come as a group, come on the field, stop these people, because if we can't lose anymore. We can only afford one, and that was Christmas night. So that would be my key to the game. But I'll hang for a few more minutes. But as always,
hey, you're welcome. As long as you want to be here.
So honored.
I know you were at the game, and I was at the game too. But you think that game was rigged? That we had 11 penalties, and they only had one in the last 2 minutes in the fourth quarter. I think
10.
Yeah.
No, I don't think it's rigged. No.
You don't think so? We just
have that.
A couple friends coming in.
We had to have that one game where we had to be on the opposite side of it.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Some people up in here.
How's it?
Sponge.
Everybody? What's up?
What's up, bro? How you
Hey,
doing?
John Jay, we got full house.
G.
Hey,
Merry
everybody.
Christmas.
Everybody. I didn't know we had a
What's
full
up?
house in this mug tonight, Brian. What's happening? How's everybody? Merry Christmas or Merry Late Christmas. Happy New Year.
Yep. Same to you.
We appreciate you.
How's everybody?
Good.
Yep.
Doing
Has
good.
New Year.
everybody recovered from the Christmas massacre?
I went to the game.
I have not
Me too,
recovered
David.
yet.
I was in the house.
I am still super happy about
Second
that.
row, section
Oh
234.
my goodness.
Looking
I was
right
at two.
right at the
I was
field.
at two
Right at it.
209.
Oh, that's right. Okay, we're right. We're in
Real,
the same
real
little
fast,
neighborhood.
folks.
Okay.
My apologies. Hey, little boy, hush your mouth.
He
Hush your
think
mouth, boy.
he thinks the Eagles are better and they're
Don't make
choking.
me come across the country, boy. What's up,
That's the truth,
Spongy?
though, David.
What's up,
What's
Spongy?
up?
Not really.
No, my apologies for interrupting. What are we speaking about?
The Eagles choking in the playoffs in the first round.
Did you
Yeah,
guys do
Well,
that? Did you guys do that last year? I'm just saying. Not in the first round,
So-
but last year you choked in the playoffs.
We didn't have a quarterback.
Facts.
But
Nice excuse.
if you play the Seahawks in the playoffs, just
Okay,
remember
so
that you
yeah.
play the Seahawks and you're most likely one and done.
I think Brian's talking right now, right?
I'd have to
Okay,
agree.
so the interesting thing for us to look at is depending on how we finish the season, it looks like it could be the NFC. The NFC playoffs could be the 49ers. It could be the Detroit Lions. It could be the Dallas Cowboys. It can be the Saints. It can be the Eagles. It can be the Rams, and it can be the Seahawks. And if it plays out in that order, that scenario, the Niners get the bye. Well, looks like the Seahawks will have to play the Eagles, and it looks like the Rams will have to play the Lions. And to me, I think that's almost like a NFL script written perfectly. Jared Goff gets to play against the LA Rams who don't want him, who don't want him. He took them to a Super Bowl, and sure they lost, but you kicked him out, and there's no love. Well, this is his time to show out that he can do it with another team, right? And then you have the Seahawks who've already beat the Eagles. Can they do it again? Can they do it again? And then you look at the Dallas Cowboys. The Dallas Cowboys haven't got to the championship game since 1995. Not a playoff game to the NFC Championship game since 1995. So it's come on, let's look at that. Is it worse to have to look at the Eagles, the Rams, the Lions? Who right now in NFC West? I want to get Lawrence's. I want your opinion first, and we'll go around the room. But who do you think would be the toughest opponent for the Niners to play in the playoffs?
Eagles.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
Okay,
right.
We'll get
Is your name Lauren?
we're gonna get Adam.
Who we starting with?
McNiner.
We're starting with you, Lawrence.
Me? Oh, it's on me. The toughest opponent.
Yeah, we're starting with.
Well, thank you. To be honest, I can't. I guess I'll say Pennsylvania, but to be honest with you, outside of what just happened, on Christmas, I'm very, 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 very confident in our team. More confident than I've been at any time under the Kyle Shanahan regime. So we've run through everyone. I saw someone, and it's a pretty prominent 49ers content creator. Actually, 3 of them, as a matter of fact, 3 different ones at 3 separate occasions, said that they had some fear for the Rams. I can understand people, the sheep, excuse me. I can understand people doing that, but I went to the first game. I was blessed to go to that, the game that we played against them this year in their home. And with the season just getting started, it wasn't as close as it even looked that day for me being able to see it live. They are our children. I think we all really, at least especially in the regular season. So I don't fear them at all. So I was actually really shocked. And actually, there's a lot of faithful that do. I mean, I understand it, but I don't. So not them. I don't. I guess Washington State could have that same claim to fame as being someone that we might not want to run into a third time. But I don't. Right now, I feel sorry for Russell Wilson for the first time in 11 years. I've hated that man, loathed him for his entire career. But now he's not with them anymore. So now I kind of feel sorry for what he's going through right now. And I mean, I hated his guts, but he's not there anymore. So they're not the same anymore. So I'm just going to go with the person who was the best team throughout most of the season, the person or the team who was in the position last year, and I'll go with the Eagles, with this little kid's favorite. And he waited all that time for me to say that and for him to say yay. So I'll go with them. I really don't fear anyone outside of the team that we just ran.
Right.
I don't even fear them, but I think that they give us the best everything, whatever. We're going to the Super Bowl this year, faithful. I don't think there's a question. We're going to be.
It's not going to be the
Ravens
Eagles,
and
bro.
Niners Super Bowl.
Bradbury's
We're
going to
gonna be
lose
there.
them single-handedly.
So I don't really fear anybody, Bryant and Mrs. Bryant, Cope, Miss Tony. I don't fear anyone in the NFC, to be honest with you. But I'll go with that boys team, since just because I'm a nice guy.
Yeah, maybe fear's not the right word, but maybe be concerned, So let's go to John Jay, because John Jay's waited a while, and thanks for coming in, John Jay. We're gonna Sponge. We'll get to you, but we already know you kind of blurted out your answer. It was the Eagles, so you can't tell people your secret identity. All right, So we're gonna give it to John. John, what you looking at the NFC West playoff bracket right now? There's only 2 more games. We kind of see who could be there. It looks like the Vikings and the Packers have a chance, but right now it could be 3 NFC West opponents, and everybody else I just said. So, who are you looking at, and who would you be concerned playing? Is it the Lions? Are they the next up and coming team? Are you concerned with Tampa Bay?
So I'm not worried about the Lions.
Before anybody goes, I'm so sorry. I just came to stop in, Brian and Tony, and to the whole panel, to everybody. I'm about to go do some things that we can't do on stream. So I just wanted to say thank you to y'all for having me tonight real quick. I wanted to come on to you, Brian, get a chance to see you and everybody else who I didn't know was going to be on here with you. So to David, Melissa, to John, Spongy, David, Captain Niner, and I love you, Spongy. And I think that's John Jay, if I'm not mistaken. And what's up, Carcast? And to all the faithful, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. I'll see y'all this Sunday around the world when we're all trying to catch up on the game. So y'all be safe and take care.
You're supposed to say Niner gang or don't bang.
Oh, my fault. Niner gang or don't bang. Y'all be safe.
After Lambs.
Yes.
Hi, Lawrence.
That's right. Thanks, Lawrence.
Yep.
Make sure you subscribe to Platform 246.
Yeah, he just got to 800, I believe. So definitely go subscribe if you're not. He's got a lot of good content.
Lawrence does.
All right, so we're gonna go back to John Jay. Thank you, John Jay, for waiting. Again, Baker Mayfield. He's
So I'm not worried about the Lions. I think it's been like 30 years since they won a game in the playoffs. So until they win a game in the playoffs, they have to show it first. The Eagles. Should I be worried about the Eagles 50-50? Should I be worried about the Cowboys 50-50? Tampa Bay, I think, is a sleeper that no one is keeping an eye on. Since we beat the Buccaneers, Baker Mayfield has tore up, and they've won 3 games in a row. So that's why they're currently in first place. If they win on Sunday, I think they should clinch the division. I could be wrong, Baker Mayfield's playing pretty good. 26 touchdowns, only 8 interceptions, just close to 4,000 yards. He's having a good year. I think early in the year, the Buccaneers had no identity. So that's another team 50-50. The Rams, if they do make the playoffs, like, that's somewhat of concern. We should always be worried about who we're going to be playing in the playoffs, because just because we have the 1 seed does not mean that all the teams are just going to lay down and we're going to run over them. We have to be concerned about every team, no matter what. But the real fear that I have, can we stay healthy once we enter the playoffs? Just like I heard from many YouTubers, injuries and bad coaching, bad playing will stop the Niners from getting that Lombardi.
Ooh. And the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, I
The Niners will get it
believe
away
they
themselves
lead the
if they are not
NFL
careful.
in sacks, folks.
Damn.
Something a lot of people don't know. I think they lead the NFL in sacks. Team,
How
as a team overall.
how they do that?
You sure it's not Baltimore?
Look at their division, David. They got the Saints, the Falcons.
I know, it's horrible. It's horrible.
Yeah.
After you win 5 games in that division, in like the first 7, you're destined. Like, if you do that, you're automatically winning that division. Maybe even if you win 3 games in the first 5, you're winning that division.
No. How many games did Matt Ryan win? Remember, in a row they had went what 6-0, and then they started imploding on themselves. And the South is weird. It's the South.
No, you know what division's weird? It's the NFC East, who hasn't had a repeat champion in like 17 plus years.
Okay.
So,
Yeah, but they're gonna have repeat champions this year and last year.
Spongy, your team sucks.
No.
I can't hear you, Sponge. So I think the Cowboys might just take that division because the Giants are going to step up and beat the Eagles at New York.
Yo, Spongy, how many times do I have to tell you? You have one player on the Eagles that's single-handedly going to lose you. Lose you the game.
I know.
It's not that hard, bro. He's gonna lose you. He's gonna lose the entire season for you. It's not that hard.
Ooh, Sponge, you opening cards up, huh? What do you got?
Wow. I just had my setup going.
You got anybody good?
No, I did get a Jerry Rice earlier.
Ooh,
that's the best card you probably got.
Justin feels very changed.
If you don't want it, shoot it to me.
Hey, you should frame it with a gold frame.
Oh, that's a nice badass card. Hell yeah.
Corona, he's probably the last person you would gift the card to, since he keeps calling you a Cowboys fan for whatever reason.
Let me see if I have any Cowboys cards in there, so I will send it.
Oh my God.
Nah, I don't want the Cowboys. Hell no.
Justin Fields is better than Jalen Hurts.
Wow.
All right, so let's do that. I'm going to grab the schedule.
Stop it.
I got a weird Brian Dawkins.
Dude, Joe Flacco is better than Jalen Hurts.
Wow.
It's Eagles legend Brian Dawkins, but he's in a Broncos uniform.
He was a good safety. Yeah.
All right, Carcast. I want to know. All right, Carcast. I want to know about Detroit and Dallas, and I want you to tell us why we should watch this game or care about it. Detroit versus everybody.
Why we should? I mean, it's gonna be a good game. I mean, like, I hate the Cowboys. I mean, I actually respect the Lions. I mean, I actually like the Lions. I love their head coach. Like, I actually love Dan Campbell.
Oh yeah, I love Dan Campbell.
Like, he's just on the field. Dude's just
his players going.
Yeah, and I like the Lions. I respect the Lions. I think it's gonna be. I want the Lions to win. I think they will win. Even though we all know the Cowboys' record at home, they win like every game at home. But I think the Lions are going to come out to play, man. It's a primetime matchup. The whole world is going to be watching. This is going to be a good game. And the Lions they're climbing up, man. I think so. What seed is Dallas right now?
They
5.
are currently no. The
5.
Eagles are the fifth.
No, Eagles are the fifth
Eagles
seed.
are fifth seed.
Yeah, Eagles
No.
is the fifth.
No, we're the third seed.
No, you're
Okay,
not.
you're
No,
third
you're
seed.
not.
Oh, the Cowboys the third seed because the Lions in second.
Yeah, the Lions are in second.
Yes,
I think we're,
yes. That's why the Lions are gonna have. Yes, you're right. Okay.
but we're not.
Okay,
We're
so-
not the fifth seed. We're like the fourth seed, I think.
I thought you were the fifth. But okay.
No, we were a little bit ago, but not.
Yeah, you were the fifth seed. I think you're the second seed right now. Tony's gonna pull it up right now, the playoff bracket, because
Yeah.
they do change.
We're
We're gonna move
Yeah.
to John LaJoy. John LaJoy, tell me why Bailey Zappi has a chance against Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills. Bills Mafia.
Oh boy.
That's
Honestly,
a hard
I
one.
would Bailey Zappi versus Josh Allen. Dang.
Bailey Zappi versus everyone.
Yeah,
right.
all that he's going to do is zap, yeah.
Well,
No,
Buffalo's
it's Bailey
Buffalo's
Zappi.
defense.
You got to do the voice.
Buffalo's defense sucks anyway, so I don't really.
Yeah.
Their defense sucks this year.
I'm going to have to say that's going to be a coin toss for me because I'm really not going to be watching that game. I'm going to be watching the Niner game because I got to do the play-by-play too.
Okay. All right. Well, that's understandable. Okay, so we're gonna move on. Melissa, why do the Falcons have a shot against the Bears in the snow in Chicago?
Shout out to Michael.
I really don't think they do, though. I mean, the Falcons can't settle on a quarterback. Arthur Smith is like, I mean, he's top.
But at the same time, the Bears got Bustin Fields.
I mean, there was like the big controversy that he didn't use Kyle Pitts or Bijan Robinson or Drake London.
Mainly Bijan. He doesn't use.
I mean, there's always a shot.
Peanut butter.
I really.
Who did you pick? Chicago or the Falcons?
I went with the Bears simply because they've been different since Montez Sweat came to the Bears.
Yeah.
I went with the tie on that one.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I understand. Yeah, I know I'm giving you guys some curveballs, but I know I got some athletic and some very smart people here who can pinch hit, and they know how to swing for the fences. So we're going to give David. We're giving David, but real quick, Bailey Zappi. Tell you what, that's the man right there. Tell you what. All right. So, David, how do you feel about the Arizona Cardinals playing up against the Philadelphia Eagles? This game is in Philly, and I think Kyler Murray has a pretty good record against the Eagles, if I'm correct. How do you feel?
Yeah.
Cry.
I picked the Cardinals to win this game
Yep.
because of the mighty midget is back.
Yep.
Kyler Murray is a good quarterback. He's in our division. He's a thorn in our side. Look what they did to us when they played. They scored 29 points because of him.
Yep.
Oh, gosh.
So
you're overrated.
I fully expect them to walk out of Philadelphia with a last-second field goal style win. I do.
I don't even think it's going to be a last second.
It's birdie against birdie. I expect the Cardinals to, win. They're not going to be flying into a wall.
Oh, I think they're going to smoke. I don't even think it's going to be close.
And to answer the question, what I'm doing, so at my work Christmas party, we have a white elephant. And, I actually had one of the later numbers, so I took this here box of mini bottles. So I'm looking at it to see what I actually want to chug it. I have some weird stuff here. What is Armoretto? Armoretto. It just says Armoretto liquor. That's all it says. I don't even know what that is.
Let me
That's
see,
it,
please.
Brad.
I
Let me
have
see.
vanilla vodka.
Oh hell yeah!
I have caramel vodka.
Oh hell yeah!
I have butterscotch schnapps right here.
Oh, I know.
Oh,
Good stuff right there.
I have coffee spiced rum.
oh hell yeah!
Right there.
Oh goodness gracious!
I have what in the heck? Pumpkin flavored vodka. Now I'm probably not going to drink that, folks.
Oh
It's
wow.
not
Somebody
October. You're not
brought
allowed
up-
to drink that.
Hey, Spongy.
Do it
Somebody
now.
brought like Starbucks for you.
We have peppermint. We have
Hey,
peppermint
Spongy.
Peppermint.
What card?
vodka.
Oh,
Looks like Avante Maddox will be starting since week 2.
Yep, he'll be back. He's
Ooh,
back. Let's
look at
go.
that.
chocolate flavored. Not sponsored. YouTube. Chocolate flavored.
oh, try the
Dang.
caramel.
What? Chocolate alcohol? I don't drink.
We got gingerbread
Gimmick.
spiced rum. Shout out to
Oh,
Levi Darwin. You know the
Mhm.
gingerbread.
What is
hell
it?
yeah!
And then we got
Yeah, we're in the
ooh, more
Tuesday
caramel.
right now.
There's
Alright.
2 caramel spiced rums. Maybe I'll try that because I have
Yeah,
2 of
try
them.
that one.
What
Here
the
we
heck?
go
Chat
again.
should tell them
Scatterbrain.
which ones you're gonna drink.
Hold on. Again, not sponsored. YouTube. You see that scatterbrain?
Scatterbrain.
Oh shoot!
It's
Sounds
peanut
like the
butter
Eagles.
whiskey. That
Peanut.
is
Oh,
some
that's
strange
good.
stuff.
Yeah,
Now,
try that.
I picked it because it had like all kinds of strange stuff in it.
Yeah,
I
it's
had no
good.
idea it actually had all this though.
Drink that way. Peanut butter
Here
jelly.
we go again.
Yeah, go get some cranberry juice and
That's some grape juice. Cranberry, you can get some grape juice.
Caramel spiced
All
rum.
right.
I'm gonna chug that on YouTube.
Yeah, try that.
all right. While David's picking out his drink, we're gonna give it to the captain. Niners, Massey. This is probably a suiting game for you. We have the Saints and we have Tampa Bay. So they're going to be in Florida. It's going to be sunny weather. It looks like it's going to be a great game. Is Baker going to be consistently putting up the same fantasy points that he's been in the last couple of weeks? I mean, the guy's killing it right now. 38, 35. He beat me last week. But we won't talk about that. I think he put up 50 points in last week.
Oh damn, that's
Yeah, knocked me out of the playoffs. I almost made it to the championship game. Shout out to Michael. Mike Andrews, who beat me. All right, so Niners and Tampa Bay. Jason, this could be the battle for the South.
Jersey strong. If you're talking about Mike Andrews, you gotta give love to
Hey.
Jersey.
Kyler Murray is questionable with an illness.
Say Jersey strong, Brian. Come on.
Jersey strong. Yep. He earned it. Jersey strong. Yeah.
The mighty Mitch is
close.
questionable.
Debo would have showed up on a different day, but I needed Debo to play, and he just, I don't know.
Yeah, shut down.
My quarterback, he
Guys,
threw 4
guys,
interceptions.
Kyler's questionable for Sunday.
Okay, we will go right to that right now. So we have Kyler questionable, and we were talking earlier about who and where the Eagles are placed right now currently. The Niners are number 1, Eagles are 2, Lions are 3, Dallas is 5, Bucks are 4, Rams are 6.
Bunty,
and
it's also not the year
Seahawks.
of health. You realize that, right? Like ever since you guys became like commercial magnets, like you've been cursed.
I don't even care if they don't have Kyler. They're still gonna beat the Eagles.
Okay,
They're not
well,
that deep.
here's the other thing you don't understand. We have coordinators getting used to positions this year with a new playbook and everything. We're not
Okay,
going to be
well,
the same.
Oh, what's up, Teledome?
Pterodome.
At the same time, your players are selling the bag.
Is it?
Like James Bradbury giving up 90 yards on one drive. I don't care if it's one player. How do you give up 90 yards to the same player on one drive?
I didn't want him on my team in the first place, so don't ask me.
You didn't want him on.
So
Yeah,
he's
trade
on.
him that.
He's on your
Well, that is a good question.
He's on your
Trade
We're
him
gonna
that
definitely.
jersey. Sorry, Brian.
Well, we can do that, but for right now, we're going to get Jason's thoughts on the Saints and Tampa Bay, the battle of the South.
Baker and Tampa Bay is going to run over the Saints. Baker's hot.
I kind of get.
Say what you want
I
about
feel
him,
it. I
but
really do.
he's pretty good quarterback. and the Saints are just pretty trashy right now. So I don't see the Saints putting up much of a fight against Tampa Bay.
All right. Yeah, I really kind of agree with you there. We're going to kind of leapfrog, but we're not jumping anybody. We are going to give this question, this team's matchup, Carolina and Jacksonville. I got to tell you, you guys know, I kind of like Trevor Lawrence. He's got that swag. I just tell you what, if he was our quarterback,
Trevor Lawrence is out.
He could stay.
He's out. He's out. He's out.
He's out.
Whoa,
Yes,
whoa,
he's
is that official?
He can.
Yeah.
I don't care.
CJ Buffer?
Beathard's still gonna put up a fight.
Wow, that's like big. Like he's never missed a single game in high school, college, and the NFL.
Yeah,
I don't think that matters.
Never.
I don't think that
It's
matters.
okay. It's okay. Beathard's formidable. I don't care.
Oh my god.
Is he?
I
Because he's a
totally
49er.
agree. Beathard can get it done.
And they have a good team around him.
So
Solid.
we're gonna give
McNair.
How was it?
We're going to give this team
The Caramel Spice
matchup
Rum's pretty
to
good.
Mr. John Jay. I love it. I love it. I love it. All right, John, Carolina and Jacksonville, the battle of the cat. It sounds like CJ might be starting. How do you feel?
I think I think CJ Beathard is gonna have a good game against the Panthers. Like the players around them, like ETN, the wide receivers they got there. Shout out to the best tight end from New York.
Facts.
No.
Yeah,
Mr. Butterfinger, shout out YTC.
No, shout out to that offense. That's a good offense. The defense is good. The Panthers, like they try every week. They go out there, they play. You know, they put their hearts out. You gotta always, give those teams that are having a tough year. Their fans are still watching. They're going through that pain, but I think Beathard is gonna show why he's on the Jaguars.
Oh, I thought they were playing the Colts. Wait, why did I think that? Never mind. Minshew Mania would destroy them, even if they did play them.
I like it. I like it. I really do. We're going to go ahead. We're going to go over to Mr. David Corona. Your thoughts on Miami and Baltimore?
I think it's going to be a close game.
Number one playing number two.
Whoever has the ball last in the last 2 minutes is going to win the game. If they have Waddle, I'll probably pick the Dolphins, but he's out, so I'll pick the Baltimore. So yeah, if Dolphins want to fight and they want that number one seed, they have to beat Baltimore in Baltimore. So yeah, whoever has the ball last in the last 2 minutes is going to win the game.
Wait, Waddle's out?
Yes, Waddle is out, and a lot of the guys are IR in question.
No, Tyreek's in. There goes my fantasy championship.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think it's gonna be a good game, close game. Like I said, whoever has the ball in the last 2 minutes is gonna win the game.
There goes my fantasy championship. God damn it.
That's
Hey,
interesting.
you lost one.
That's
You
really
lost one.
interesting.
I lost one. You gotta lose one too, Cuddy.
Stop being mean, Spongy.
Yeah, fat. Why are you being
Yeah,
mean, bro?
hey, remember that's about Karma. Karma has a sister, and her name's Becky. Okay, so Spongy, we're gonna give you the San Francisco.
He said Becky.
We're gonna give you the San Francisco game against Washington, and be honest. How do you feel? San Francisco going into Washington. This could be a tough matchup for either team here. Your thoughts, your opinion on Washington. You kind of are the insider here. We need to know how you feel about the Commanders.
Left hand up. That team.
I don't know. I guess. I've never heard about that before.
Dang,
Why
Spongy.
more like you just don't care?
Yeah. Yeah.
That
no,
would
what
be
about
the Redskins.
Yeah, what about this game? I mean, I think it definitely could be a tough matchup for the 49ers.
No way you walk
Cry,
around and
Eagles,
wear that.
cry.
No way you walk around and wear that. No way you wear that.
Sweaty, sweaty.
42-19.
Yes.
No, but like I gotta say, I mean,
42-19. 42-19.
38-35 Super Bowl brings back any memories, Sponge?
Oh wow.
31 to I forget what it was. 31-7.
Bro doesn't even remember the score. I don't want to hear it.
Hey,
And we didn't even have a quarterback, so I don't know why you.
All right.
But you do realize that AJ Brown has actually whined more on the sidelines than he's done on your field.
I don't care, Mo.
No one cares. He gets locked down by Mooney Ward every time he plays the Niners. AJ Brown sucks this year.
Stop whining like a big baby.
He has 1,400 yards.
No one cares, bro. He gets locked down by the Niners every time he plays them.
Commander's quarterback is out.
Sam Howell, yeah, we knew that. He's benched.
No,
Okay,
it's not
so we're
Sam
gonna
Howell.
Wait, I can't say anything?
Yeah, it's going to be Brissett.
Brissett's
Brissett.
also
No.
questionable.
Questionable,
He's not.
and he may be out.
Yeah,
He is
but I gotta say, for this game, I think the Commanders are definitely better without Sam Howell. He put up a whopping 0.24 points in fantasy last week. So
Ooh.
obviously he had a tough week.
Wow.
And that's why
I
he
know
got
they were.
benched.
I know they were down 28-7, and they almost came back to almost won the Jets, but they lost.
So I think San Francisco is coming off of a bad loss on Christmas. They might be coming out for blood. They might. But I mean, I still think, where's this game being played again?
In Washington.
Washington.
Washington, D.C.
I think you got to take into accountability, like you got to take an account where both teams are playing. I think the fans they're gonna want to win this game against a big team. And hey, any given Sunday, we had it last week. The Raiders, I couldn't even remember their name, beat the Chiefs, and they put 63 points up on them. So any given Sunday.
Yeah, any given Sunday, they just beat you guys.
Any given Sunday, you
Play
guys
with the
lost to the
Niners.
Browns. Any given Sunday, you guys lost to the Browns.
Okay, so we're gonna.
Well, the Browns are better than the Jets. I don't know what you're talking about.
Didn't you also lose to Drew Lock?
Yeah,
Nice, Melissa.
they lost to Seattle too, and we smashed Seattle twice.
You almost lost to the
David
Giants.
McNair,
You're lucky that
your
Darren
thoughts
Waller
on
didn't
Tennessee?
pick his.
Spongy.
You wanted to notice that my quarterback had an illness and he was still playing?
Oh my God, Spongy.
Now you're whining.
And you want to say you beat us in the NFC Championship game. We don't have a quarterback. How delusional does that sound?
Right?
Well,
That
let's move
sounds
on.
stupid.
Let's move on. Let's move on, folks. Come on. Spongy, you need to move on too.
I did move on. I'm not talking anymore, am I?
Oh my
Okay,
God.
so the next question is for David McNiner. Okay, the next question for David McNiner. David McNiner, how do you feel about Tennessee? And I'm sorry to make you volunteer. And Houston. This is kind of the battle of the Oilers.
Dude, it is too. And it's like, I remember these guys were in the same division and they played a game and the Titans wore their throwbacks and it was the Houston Oiler uniforms.
And they lost.
So I was like, you know, it was awesome in my opinion, you know, just having Houston against Houston, you know. But at this point, I honestly think the Texans are going to step up and win this game. I don't know how CJ Stroud is trending at this point. Does anyone got any news
Yeah, I
on
think
that?
he's gonna.
I was going to ask you that.
He might return this week.
And that gives Houston a big advantage because I don't think Tannehill has much left in the tank.
Mhm.
You know,
I'm shocked they're
Um,
even letting Tannehill play this week.
Mhm.
Or is Will Levis injured?
Will
Yeah,
Levis has been
he's injured.
injured, but he's trending to maybe be up questionable, which I really think is just
so it could be
Vrabel trying
rookie
to get them
QB
to
against
prepare
rookie
for both
QB.
quarterbacks.
Yeah, rookie QB against rookie QB. But either way, I actually like D'Amico Ryans as a coach
Mhm.
because,
Yeah,
you know,
facts.
when he took over our
Facts.
defensive coordinator, it took him a few games, but once he got going, he got going.
Oh hell yeah!
And, you know, look at what he's done with Houston. They were supposed to be horrible, right? 2-3 game winners. A lot of analysis said, and at this point, they're trying to make the playoffs.
Yeah.
Yes, we're talking about the playoffs. That's right. You know,
Playoffs.
Did I say playoffs?
playoffs, right?
Playoffs.
Playoffs. But
What the?
but I think Houston's going to take this game because they have got something to play for. Tennessee's just playing for pride, though. They will put up a fight.
Mhm.
I agree. Wait, I don't even know what I picked.
All right, I'm going to throw this one to Jason, Captain. It's we got just a couple more games. And I think we can give everybody a really nice one. So Jason, hey, Pittsburgh and Seattle. What do you know? Who do you know? How do you feel? What you going to be doing?
I feel bad that I actually have to pay money to go watch Mason Rudolph play quarterback.
You going to the game?
Hey,
Yeah, I'll be at
Mr.
that game.
Oh, okay.
Balled out on Christmas. Rudolph balled out on Christmas. Isn't that convenient?
One game, and how many times has he attempted to play football in his life?
Remember when he got
Everybody
smacked?
has-
Remember when he got smacked in the back of the head? It's the last thing
By
I
Myles
remember.
Garrett? Yep.
Oh my god, dude! I gotta stop laughing. That's not even funny.
I mean, my brother and his side of the family,
whenever
they're
your
all
Niners
big Steelers fans.
It's funny
So
whenever your Niners lose.
Hold on, Spongy. He's talking.
Oh my
Please.
God, Sponge, you need a Kool-Aid. Just chill.
my brother and his side of the family, they're all Steelers fans. So I'm going to meet up with them and hang out with them and talk shit to both sides of this because, you know, obviously we're going to be here in Seattle and I'll be decked out in my Niners gear. At that
That's
game.
right. Hell yeah.
He says the panel's on.
Awesome. I hope you have a lot of fun. It's always fun when you get to go to a game with family members and you know, you can't pick who they root for, you know, and you really, you know, you should just enjoy it, you know, and sometimes, you know, when you're around family, it's more of that friendlier banter, you know, you can really talk shit and you're not going to get maybe punched in the face. Or if you are going to get punched in the face, maybe, you know, you can punch back and you're not going to jail. So, you know,
I'm sure you guys will probably see
so
something between
this right here,
me and
David,
Joe Stevens.
What happened?
Awesome. Yeah, Joe's a good guy, and he'll be probably definitely drink a beer up
He
there
is.
for us, and you know, definitely take some pictures.
Yep.
Yeah, go see
So
Joe,
this
man.
right here,
Go see
David
Joe.
put up. It's a YouTube. Yeah, go check out Joe. He'll have a lot of good stuff to show you at the stadium. He probably knows the stadium very, very well. So David McNiner put this up here in the channel in the chat. If you guys want, I appreciate it. Go check out Kenny Culp. He's my cousin. He's doing some stuff. He's promoting his channel slowly in 2024. Maybe around April, maybe sooner than that. He's going to be going really crazy, really putting out the content. If you guys have seen any of our stuff, it's kind of funny. So it's just Kenny 49er Culp. And he's got like 12 subscribers right now. So again, he's just starting out, but he's got a couple shorts out. So check him out if you don't mind.
I already did.
So
I'm subscribed.
Same here.
And you're good. You're a good man, Corona. Really good guy. And John LaJoy, Carcast man, guys, appreciate it. Really do. Kenny's a good guy, and he's been on the channel. Trying to get him on one of these shows at nighttime, but he does have this like paranoia thing, and but we'll have to drag him out of his closet one of these days. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and talk about the Chargers and the Broncos, and I want Melissa to talk about this game because Russell Wilson, he's riding the pine or looking for another team. The Chargers, they got that guy Easton Stick, but they don't have a coach anymore. The Spanos are still. Yeah. Thank you, Spongy. So, Melissa, how do you feel about the Chargers? The Chargers and the Broncos, two horse teams going up against each other.
I don't even remember what I picked for this game. That's how much.
We can all agree this is toilet bowl, correct?
Right?
I think it
you've
is.
seen worse.
Oh my goodness, Spongy. Can you stop talking for like 2 seconds, please?
Damn. Oh my god.
Melissa, you've been talking like this whole time.
She hasn't even been talking, fool. Let her talk.
Whoa, let's
Spongy,
not
Spongy,
let's not,
let
let's not, let's not talk to Spongy that way. Oh, no.
Okay, anyway. I can see this going either way,
Okay, guys,
honestly.
guys, we're fine. Okay.
There's so many injuries and these teams either show up or they completely fall apart. I mean, the Broncos are still the team that gave up 70 points to the Miami Dolphins. I don't know. I feel like this is the game that's gonna decide whether these franchises can either bounce back or completely implode. Like their MetLife teams is just it is what it is. I mean, Khalil Mack one game with 6 sacks, but then hasn't really flashed in the rest of the games. Like this is just what they are. I mean, there's not really much that I have faith in for this game. So on to the next.
Yep. All right, short and sweet, and I love it. I really do. We're gonna go ahead. We only have a couple games left, so John hasn't spoke a lot about it, and John Jay hasn't spoke a lot about it either. So I'm gonna give them both this game to speak about, and then I'm gonna give Tony the last game because I don't think she got to speak about any of the games.
Oh, that's okay.
So okay, well then we'll figure that
I like
out.
listening.
Oh, she likes listening. Listen to that. All right, I hear
Thank you,
that.
Tony.
Right, I hear the bell. Okay, so
I
Cincinnati.
appreciate you very, very much. I don't want to talk about the Packers.
All right, so Cincinnati and Kansas. John Joy, how do you feel about the Bengals going into Arrowhead? And this could be a cold game. This could be a really cold game.
Honestly, I think the Bengals are going to pull out the win versus the Kansas City Swifties because they are really struggling. So basically, I'm rooting for the Bengals to win that game.
Sold. Oh, damn, 201. Hell yeah.
Yeah,
Mr.
buddy.
Thank you.
We are pushing. We are pushing. Everyone, we're going to get everybody up there.
Yep, 201. Hell yeah.
Mr. John Jay, same question, same team. Cincinnati, Kansas City, how do you feel? Is there a breakup coming?
Is Jamar Chase still injured? That's what I wanted to know.
No, I think he's back.
Mm-hmm. I'll check.
I think I'm not.
Let's
I don't want to.
see.
I don't want to.
This game is tough because Kansas City, the last like 3-4 weeks, they have not looked like Kansas City, and I've watched their games. Patrick Mahomes, like you can tell his demeanor. He's not, like he's starting to argue with the referees. He took a shot at the referees, a few weeks back, and he did get fined for his comments. So, he is, like people say, oh, he's untouched. He's touchable. The league fined him for what he said.
$50,000.
And then when you lose to the Raiders, that's because like the Raiders defense under Pierce has really stepped up, and when you lose to the Raiders, again it's a divisional matchup. The Cincinnati Bengals, like they look good and then they look bad. I went with the Chiefs because I think the Chiefs are a better team than the Bengals right now. So, but anything can happen in that game. That's just my thoughts.
Hey, but Jake Browning has been
Awesome,
showing
awesome,
a lot
awesome.
lately that he's not a bad quarterback.
And
Putting up the
and
fantasy
Chase
points. Sure.
is basically questionable for this week's game.
Who is?
Spongy
Chase.
left.
Jamar Chase
Spongy left again.
It's questionable.
for the Bengals.
Yeah.
She's got that Philadelphia Eagles Wi-Fi, you know.
Hey, Spongy, he's a good kid, you know, and he just we just got to keep him in the right direction. Okay, so we have Green Bay in Minnesota, and you don't want to talk about the season of love, huh? Okay.
You can.
I'm going to talk about the season of love. This game is not over by a long shot. This is the battle for number 2. Detroit has never won. Never ever won in that division, right? They realigned divisions, renamed it, whatever. This is the first time in like
It's
30
from
something years.
NFC Central to NFC North. Yes.
Yes. So since they retitled it, the Lions haven't won, right? So not only is it Detroit versus everybody, but there is a pecking order right now. Battle for supremacy, right? The battle for who are you and what do you do and who have you done and what have you done for me, right? Well, the Packers have had that quarterback, Aaron Rodgers, for such a long time. Before that, they had Brett Favre, the guy who won 3 MVPs 3 years in a row. I mean, that doesn't happen too often, right? So, shout out to the Packers for having a solid quarterback run for 30-something years. But, this is in Minnesota. And Minnesota needs this game just as much as Green Bay. Minnesota, are they playing with our favorite Nick Mullins? I think he's still playing in Minnesota. I don't think.
I think he's out too. I think he'll be the third string quarterback.
Well, like
Wait, they're
fifth
going
string
back to
quarterback.
Dobbs?
I thought he was like the 4th string quarterback.
Also,
Yeah, I think-
Hawkinson's out for the season.
Wait, they're going back to Dobbs? I thought Dobbs was benched.
Yeah. So let's look at this. They had Cousins, right? Then they brought in Dobbs. They have Nick Mullins. Then we're gonna find out right now. But if the Vikings are down to their quarterback, it's not good. So I'm taking Green Bay. I feel Green Bay's got a good chance to come in and say something, and they're just going to show Minnesota they're still Green Bay.
You do realize that the Green Bay Packers just suspended their own player because of the coin flip thing that he wasn't supposed to be part of, right?
Yeah, he just walked up to it.
That's weird, isn't it?
Jair Alexander.
Jaron Hall. Vikings quarterback Jaron Hall's first start at US Bank Stadium will be against the same Packers squad he faced in his NFL debut. As Vikings head coach Kevin O'Connell on Thursday announced Hall will start against the Packers in Week 17 on Sunday Night Football.
Wow. Okay, so Jason and Tony almost at the tie, coming in at the same time almost. Looks like the Vikings will be playing another quarterback.
That was
wow. And then the coin flip,
got injured,
coin flip
and that's
is what you-
why they for Dobbs. Because both Hall and Mullins were injured.
Yeah.
All I have
Paul
to
is
say
not.
is it is not the Packers that situation. We are so. I am so very thankful.
All right, so this is the mystery of the evening. This is what happened to Sponge. We appreciate you, Sponge. Thanks for coming. Appreciate you. But yeah, so we're gonna go ahead and say that was that for the picks for this week. We got a cool little video right here for you as well to get everybody hyped. We're gonna try to do these shows in segments a little bit better, where we can have like a cool little commercial in the center of it, or try to just keep it fresh. But this is what we got for you guys. So stick tuned. Stick tuned. All right.
Yeah, that was cool.
So
Oh
that's
yeah.
a little hype video to get you guys excited about what.
Yep.
Yeah. So all right. So we had David Corona got to go to the game last week. It wasn't the outcome we wanted, but hey, first Niner game, we got that bucket list crossed off, and you
Oh
will be
yeah.
returning. Am I right? You'll be going to another game here.
Yeah, I'll
All
be going
right.
again next year.
What
Yep.
did you get to eat at?
Oh, I
Did
didn't
you
eat
eat
nothing at
anything?
the
Do you
stadium.
recommend?
We had
Yeah.
we had a chicken and we bought it at Ralph's and I saved it for the nighttime. So I really didn't eat nothing at the
Yeah.
stadium. It was
The
too
first
packed.
time. Yeah. If you don't get in there right away, then you're intimidated about where your seats at, how long it's going to take you to find them, and then how long is it going to take for the concession stand to let me get up there and get something. So it becomes a little irritating. It really does. The first time we went to a game, we went to Jack in the Box, and we went to the car. We were eating our burgers, and then we went in this. It worked out for us. So I definitely wanted to hear about it. So okay, Melissa, you got a new tablet for Christmas. That was awesome. Jason, you're up to 200 and something subscribers now. John LaJoy, your channel's been growing as well. CarCast, I seen you were doing some stuff the other morning. Everybody, make sure you go and check out CarCast.
He only needs one more for 60.
Let's go. Oh, for John LaJoy, yeah. Let's get
Yeah.
John LaJoy to 60. Can we do that? Let's do that. All right, it's gonna happen. And then we got John J, Mr. Ultimate Report. He's always grinding, keeping his stuff going. Guys, we only got a couple more season games, and the playoffs are here. And I'm just excited. I really, truly am. Thank you guys for coming and taking a Friday night with us and having fun. David McNiner, your white elephant or your white gift?
White elephant gift.
Yeah, that looks thoroughly interesting. I think you look like you're enjoying it. But so tomorrow morning, 9:00 on my channel, David will be rocking and rolling. Real quick, John, I'll give you the floor. Let you know a news update for me and David on the Sunday shows. The Sunday shows are going to be the David McNiner and Brett Culp show. But it's going to be, it's going to be great. But he's going to stream, and I'm going to stream at the same time, and maybe just get a little bit more views and stuff, and just keep having fun. Still have the suit and tie on, of course. And when the season ends and we don't have games, we're going to turn the Sunday show into our guest show. So we'll get people like David Corona on, and Melissa and John and Jason and everybody. That'll be our guest show. So, John, let me give it to you real quick. Tell everybody what you're doing, what you got going on, and when the basketball game is. And I'll be. Mr. John J. What you got going?
I thought it was LaJoy. What am I? So Sunday, the Commanders game. People, if they want to be part of the show, they can hit me up on Instagram. I do shows during the week. That's what I do on 49ers Ultimate Report.
Awesome. Just type in his channel and you'll find him. He does a lot of great stuff. There will be a future basketball game, so we might need a cameraman. So we will be taking names and seeing who has the steadiest hand, right? All right. So let's go to Melissa. Melissa, you got anything exciting happening in New Jersey? Anything that you know around the 49er content creators that you might want to help somebody promote? I know the Wayne Breezy show is doing a lot of great stuff. John Chapman was live today. Peachy, I've seen Peachy around doing her stuff with guys and stuff. So anything that you'd like to let anybody know about that you'd like to promote?
I mean, I have to sit through the Rams and the Giants, which I'm really not looking forward to. Because that's what I get here in Jersey instead of the Niners, because it's a 1:00 game. But other than that, just check everybody out because like there's so many different content creators. We're so blessed. I mean, Tony has Tina Harvey, and I love watching Tina Harvey every Saturday whenever Tony goes live. There's Mike Andrews from Nothing But Niners is on Niners Hive every week now, so that's like a fun little matchup. Like that's a good thing now. Nothing But Niners meets Niners Hive. Like you have John Vernus who has the locker room rant, and they do a whole bunch of different things there. Like there's so much stuff to watch. Like pick your poison. Like there's just like we're so blessed to have this big community where everybody has their own different thing, and you got the bigger shows and the littler shows. I don't know if Jesse still does it because I haven't watched his channel in a while, but Jesse Naylor has like open mic night where he has people call into his show and he gives a platform to people. Like Mariah has her giveaways. Like there's just so much lovely things that happen, and we're just really blessed. And thank you guys for making 2023 a special year, and let's go 2024.
Oh yeah.
That's right.
Let's go. Let's go. All right, so let's go to Jason, Captain Niner. We know you the game. We know that Pittsburgh game is going to be cool. You'll be hanging out with Joe, hopefully, and your channel's booming, really booming. We really, I found you around 130, and now you're already over 200. And I've known you for just a couple months, so I'm really excited for you guys. I think I met you right after the draft, if I'm correct. So it might have been sometime in the summer when I started finding you guys. And
Actually,
you guys,
yeah, because Beto was
you guys are
doing
just booming.
his draft thing. I think that's when I met all you guys.
So yeah, I'm really excited about you guys' channel. And TJ, he's a real cool guy. I got to meet him, and you guys are just booming. One of these days, when you get a chance, give Jamie Tony's number, or information, and love to have Jamie come on and talk to you on one of these nights, or on a night where she's talking with the girls. Get maybe Melissa and Dina and Jamie in there. And if you guys don't know who I'm
Jess
talking
from
about,
East Coast Red and Gold too.
yeah, Jess will be there. Jess will be there. We'll get Bex in there, of course, and if we can get Peachy, of course. But if you guys don't know about, Jason's channel, Jason has like almost 3 co-hosts, right? You guys do things together, but you guys also do things like separately. And Jamie's probably like the evening edition, because she's usually the after game report, and she's very knowledgeable. So definitely check out their show. And yeah, Jason, what I know you guys were talking a little bit about giveaways, but people don't necessarily need giveaways. That's fun to but you guys are putting out great content. But what do you guys got going on in your channel that you might want to, hey guys, to stay tuned in for this? Any news like that?
I think the big new thing is I started doing the reaction videos a couple weeks ago. Basically, watching the NFL puts out their highlights of the games after all of them, and so I started, just watching those ones. And I did the Cardinals one a couple weeks ago, got about 70 views, and then I did the Ravens one, and that one is probably pushing about 5,500 views now at this point.
Damn,
So
hell yeah.
that's the new thing that we're doing on our channel. It's going to be me doing it.
Yeah, 5K. That's a lot, man. That is you guys are definitely making noise. Definitely making noise. All right, so John LaJoy, are you to 60 yet?
Not yet. I'm still at 59.
John LaJoy, have you hit 60 yet?
No.
All right. Well, folks, there's still time. We're going to try to get him to 60. John LaJoy, will you tell us a little bit about your channel and some upcoming news that you are, potentially planning, that you have right now the perfect opportunity to let the world know this is something that you better tune in for, because John LaJoy is doing it.
Well, I do the play-by-play on Sunday as well. Have been doing that for, I believe, 3 weeks already now. I usually do a show on Tuesday and Fridays, And just recently, I started doing my shorts too. And one of my views has over 1.7K on a
Hell yeah.
short. And that's where a lot of my subs come from too.
John is
But,
now 60.
What? I didn't see that yet. Thank you, Jason. Nice. So at least I'm at 60 now. I can go for the 100 now. But right now I'm climbing. Sunday I'm going to do the game, and I'm going to do a little countdown at basically around midnight on New Year's Eve as a special to basically my almost 15-year-old son is turning 15 on the 1st.
Nice.
So if anybody wants to come on, they're more than welcome.
Happy birthday to your son.
That sounds
So
like a lot.
basically, I'm going to bring in the New Year's.
Happy early
Yeah,
birthday.
for him, he doesn't get that many people. He doesn't get that many people coming to his birthday. So I thought, why not do something special for him?
Aw.
That's right. Oh yeah.
You know what? I'm gonna be there.
Yeah,
I want to meet your son.
But yeah, basically he's in the podcast a lot of time, and I did change up my StreamYard intro a little bit, and it has my youngest son in it in the little video clip that I had him do. And plus, I'm on StreamYard too, so basically I get more stream time with StreamYard than with Streamlab than StreamYard. So I'm on both sites using them.
Is he a 49er fan as well?
Yep.
Oh yeah.
I met all his kids. I met all his kids.
Except for one you haven't met yet, and
Yeah,
he's
yeah.
my 22-year-old one.
Yeah,
and,
said him.
he plays the guitar.
Oh, guitar.
So,
Oh, hell yeah.
I'm waiting for him to get his computer and his electric guitar, and you guys will be hearing his intro music for me.
Right.
61.
You got 61.
Okay, so
Dang, nice.
it happened. So we appreciate you guys. We appreciate everyone coming through and helping. And it just, it's not about like a certain number. It's just about growth, and it's about feeling good. And sometimes when somebody says, "Hey, subscribe to your channel," it makes you feel like, hey, what I'm doing, makes somebody else happy, and you do this, or hopefully whoever is a content creator or a YouTuber or whatever you'd like to call yourself, as long as you're not calling yourself ugly, you're doing this and you make yourself happy and you're having fun, right? Me and Tony, we do this. We have fun. We're having fun when we do this. So congratulations, John, and
And Jason
for moving up. David Corona, you went to the game. Anything else you'd like to throw out? Yeah, Jason, John, you guys both growing in subscribers. I'm going to give David Corona a chance to speak real quick. I'm going to give David McNiner a chance, and we are going to end. Guys. We are going to just have a good evening. It's raining here in Stockton, and then I'm going to turn the heat on.
Yeah, I can't wait for the game for Sunday. We got 2 more weeks, 2 playoffs.
Go ahead, David.
We got 1 game at a time. So, can't wait for the games. Let's take 1 game at a time, and then let's win this for Korey. So I know Korey's looking down on us, and he's just take 1 game at a time, and let's go Niners. Oh, I was gonna ask you, have you sent that paper yet?
That's right. You said it very lovely. And yeah.
Oh, cool.
No, not yet. I will let you
Oh,
know.
no,
I'll ask
not
you for
yet?
your address. I gotta need your address before I do that.
Oh,
Yep.
I already sent it to you.
No. Did I ask you for your address yet? Not yet.
Okay. I
We'll
send
get that
it
later.
back
We'll
to you.
get that here in a little bit. And
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, no worries. I have one here in the drawer for you. It'll be there. And no worries.
For sure, man. I appreciate it.
David McKnight, Yep. One love. Korey was a great guy, and I think Korey would like to see everybody still having fun and streaming. And one thing about Korey is he said when he was in pain or when he wasn't in pain, he wanted to come on because he knew sometimes just coming on and talking, other people enjoyed it, and he did this for his friends and family, and that's what it's about, is having fun again. David McNiner, you are one of the guys who's been streaming with Korey almost the longest. Send us out what you got going on your channel, anything that you're excited to maybe reveal, anything that you got going on to in your world. I know the Camaro is getting we're not gonna be able to drive it anymore, huh? Because it's getting snowy. So how's it going over there?
It actually
appreciate you.
It actually hasn't snowed enough for them to use salt yet. So I'm definitely taking the Camaro out tomorrow. I've been lucky so far, but it's about to be January, February, and there's going to be a time where it's snowing so hard you can't see 10 feet in front of you. But it's just the way it is, But at this point, tomorrow I'll be on, Brent Cope Coffee Talk in the morning, folks. Not 9 p. I believe it's 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. And then we got, of course, the suit and tie event on Sunday. That'll be the final go over for the game. Any inactives, like the guys that are questionable, all that will be listed on that day. And I'm probably gonna do a pregame tomorrow around lunchtime, folks. Just a quick one. I'm not gonna be going for an hour. I try to make them 15 minutes. Sometimes they go 30. It just depends on what happens. And, please show up. If you have questions, ask them in the chat. I'll gladly, answer anything anyone asks.
Yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to this Sunday's game. I'm hoping to see a little bit more positive Niner football. Hopefully, not asking too much, but for the Niners to win out and continue strong through the playoffs and into the championship, and God willing, and hopefully if all the lines are there, maybe the Niners will be in the Super Bowl, and hopefully there'll be a great 2024 Super Bowl. And most importantly, I hope that the Niners win a Super Bowl before the Super Bowl comes to actually Levi Stadium and is won by somebody else. But I'm not asking for too much, am I?
Okay, so Steve did bring up a good point. We did talk about this. We are going to hype it up more and more and more. It keeps getting hyped up. When the Super Bowl comes, we're going to do a big giveaway for Korey Davis. There's going to be a signed Colin Kaepernick jersey going to whoever is subscribed to Mr. Korey Davis. You have to be subscribed to Korey Davis's channel. You have to show proof that you're subscribed to Korey Davis's channel. And then if you want to get another additional raffle ticket or, number on the spin, the wheel, we're going to figure this out. We are going to figure this out if you subscribe to David, John, or Jason, or Pterodome, or Twin, or any one of other good friends that come on. We're going to have a list. If you're subscribed to these channels, you get an additional, you get another raffle ticket, right? That's only fair. So it's going to be a signed, official, authentic Colin Kaepernick jersey on the field. It's the real deal, Holyfield. So please make sure that you are subscribed to Korey Davis, and around the Super Bowl, probably right around the Super Bowl, we'll be doing that, and we're gonna try to go pretty big on that one.
Oh,
guys.
hell yeah!
So thank you all for coming. Tony, it's your show. Go ahead, send us out.
Well, let's just say football, no injuries.
Yeah, maybe that's starting it.
Let's hope that Kyle Shanahan can. And let's just hope that everything turns out for the greater good for the 49ers and the fan base. And other than that, bang, bang, Niner game. Let's go.
Get hyped. We'll see you all real soon. David, say it.
Let's go Niners.
Go
and
Niners.
Like always,
and it's Korey Davis.
You know how to say it.
Go Niners, as Corey Davis would always say. F all 31 other teams.
That's right.
Stay faithful.
Thank you, everybody.